just kicking through the door. Loud like a jag-off at a Pins game fight. Brace yourself, this ride ain't polite. Two Dum Yinzers, loud and proud. Heads in the clouds, voices in the crowd. Chaos brewing, they don't play nice. Hold on to your iron and grab your prime anti-slice. Tales from the burg with a hint of mayhem. Pierogi powered, nothing can constrain them. Knocking back stories like an icy cold brew. You never know what these two might spew. Two Dum Yinzers, loud and proud. Heads in the clouds, voices in the crowd. Chaos brewing, they don't play nice. Hold on to your iron and grab your prime anti-slice. Tales from the burg with a hint of mayhem. Pierogi powered, nothing can constrain them. Knocking back stories like an icy cold brew. You never know what these two might spew. Two Dum Yinzers, loud and proud. Heads in the clouds, voices in the crowd. Chaos brewing, they don't play nice. Hold on to your iron and grab your prime anti-slice. Rivers collide where the laughs always flow. Black and gold thunder everywhere they go. The madcap kings breaking every mold. With two Dum Yinzers, the stories don't get old. Two Dum Yinzers, loud and proud. Heads in the clouds, voices in the crowd. Chaos brewing, they don't play nice. Hold on to your iron and grab your prime anti-slice.
Derpy, 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 derpy.
What up, everybody? Welcome back to the show. This is episode 973 of the Two Dum Yinzers. I want to say to everybody today, welcome back, wherever you may be. It might be morning, it might be night, hey, it might even be the afternoon. Wherever it may be for you, welcome back to the show. This is the Two Dum Yinzers on Friday installment, getting ready to head into the weekend. Lots of things going on here in the Berg, lots of things going on at OTAs on the South Side. So much stuff to talk about, Mike. How are you today? With the volume, probably be good.
I forgot which one I had muted, but no, I am doing good, brother.
Good. I'm glad to see you, man. I'm glad to see you back at it. I do want to apologize, everybody. As you know, I've been kind of battling this chest congestion thing, and it was a lot of coughing throughout the week. So I do apologize. Listen, we'll make it up to you. I wasn't sick in bed, but for what we're doing, it just was not. It really wasn't mixing too well for getting on the air and talking a lot. But I think I have it under control now, Mike. And you know what it was? You could get all the medicines, you could go to the doctors, you could do all these things, but at the end of the day, vitamin C. I got to be honest with you. Vitamin C. I get these 100 milligram vitamin C's. I started taking them the other day. It was almost the next day. Everything felt like it was getting better. So say what you want about the vitamins in the medical industry. But at the end of the day, Mike, vitamin C, it seemed to be when it all started to feel better.
Hey, man, as long as it's working for you and you're feeling better. I was worried about you, man. Anytime I stopped by the studio, you were just down and out.
And coughing, the constant coughing, and I had to get the phlegm loose. You know what I mean? The phlegm just kind of sits down there. But once you get it loose and it starts moving, then you're making progress. But that's how we've been. Again, I do apologize. We will certainly make it up to you. It's not because we don't want to be here. Believe me, it just was very. It would have been difficult to do, and it would have been more annoying to you. Could I have gone on and done it? Yeah, I could have definitely gone on and done it. But at the end of the day, I don't want to annoy the shit out of you guys. That's certainly not my goal.
He just wants to annoy the shit out of me.
I do. I just like to annoy Mike, which I'm going to get to here shortly. So you just wait your turn. It's coming around the room to you.
What did I do?
A lot of things to get into today. OTA is wrapping up for the week here on the south side. They'll pick up next week with 4 days, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday to wrap up this session of OTAs in Pittsburgh. A lot of good things to talk about, Mike. Matter of fact, it's mostly good things to talk about out of OTAs so far this year, which is encouraging for Steeler fans. Not so much for all the other 31 other teams, fans, and the national audience, Mike, as they just continue to tell us we can't do.
Yeah.
We can't do. But you got to remember, we're under a whole new system, and all those things that we weren't doing before, we may just do now. We might adjust some of those things, and there should be a big difference in what you're seeing from our product next year from what we've seen last year. It was good enough, Mike, to qualify us for the playoffs at a 10-7 record and win the AFC North. So again, at the end of the day, I think everybody's encouraged on site at the OTAs. I think everyone's encouraged at home, watching on their phones, on their televisions. Mike, very encouraging things going on. We're going to get into all of that today. I want to say welcome to everybody. Let me jump on the board bright and early, and then we're going to get into it. Welcome to the show, guys. Welcome to everybody. It's the last day of May. As for the show, we do have a couple more days throughout the weekend. However, when we come back Monday, we're officially going to be able to say we have Steeler camp next month. That's right, because it'll be June, and we'll be able to say, Mike, next month in July, we will be having Steeler camp in Latrobe, Pennsylvania. So close, Mike, but still so far. We're getting there. We're certainly getting there. Along with the show, Mike, we are just 22 episodes away from the big 1,000 in the 5-year mark. So very excited about that here at the show. I see a lot of different things going on the board, Mike. I do want to jump on. Let me start right here with my man, Sheiky, baby. What's up, Steelers Sheik? All the way from the Middle East, my man, Steelers Sheik. Best notification ever. We appreciate that, sir. And you know what? To see you pop in and say something like that means a lot to us as well.
Yes, it does.
Glad to have that exchange with you, sir. And always glad to have you here on the terrible board, my man, Sheiky, baby. Cody says, we know, whatever we know is, there it is, Cody. But he follows it up by saying, this is the Penn State guy getting his Drew Aller blow-up doll. Mike, I think that's you.
What do you mean getting?
Tortilla, he says Porter State Penitentiary. Let's go here to Double H Podcaster 6'9". What's up, baby? Great to see you on the show. Great to see you on the terrible board. Welcome. As he says, yeah. Let's go here to Cody. Again, Cody says he's seen Penn State in the comments and showed up right away. He popped right in as soon as he's seen Penn State on the board. I noticed that. Cody. Very observant. Let's go here to Erica Feliciano. Welcome to the show. She said, you guys are my favorite. You know what? You are our favorite as well, Erica. You are our favorite as well. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being on the board. Thank you for everything. That means a lot. Thank you. Cody says this. He says, Mike wants the vitamin D. Vitamin,
you do need vitamin D, Cody.
You do need that D, baby. Let's go here to the original OG, Yinzer Joe. My man, he is the first to adopt the name like the OG on the show. And you know what? That's not ever going to change. Yinzer Joe's is much as a part of the foundation of this show as anything. Welcome back. Always great to see Yinzer Joe. And he says, what's up, Yinzer? What's up, big dog? What's up, big baby? Great seeing you in the house today. The original OG, Yinzer Joe. Tortilla says this, Cody gets mad at breakfast for not being fast enough. That's how he likes his women. Cody says this, haters gonna hate and ain'ters gonna ain't. They hate us because they ain't us. And finally, Tortilla, my man, Tortilla Jackson, all the way from Sacramento, California. He says this, how long would it take an ant to run 40 yards? Probably, geez, oh man, at least a day, right? But you know what? Those little ants, they move. I sometimes sit there because I'm a very uneventful person, and I could watch an ant walk across the back of the deck, watch it go back, watch it go forth, watch it go back, comes back with something on its back. Those things are amazing, those ants, Mike. But Tortilla saying about 20 minutes to run a 40. So you know what? That's not a bad time for an ant. Maybe, just maybe, we could use him somewhere on our offense. Maybe a little bit of an extra weapon, Mike.
Yeah, you know, it wouldn't help or wouldn't hurt, excuse me, to have one of those little bastards out there helping us, maybe on the D line.
Yeah, you know what?
They are strong for their height and their weight.
They put 10 times their weight on their back and just walk everywhere. So I would take it. Good afternoon to you, Tortilla. Good morning to you, I guess it would be out in Cali. Always great seeing you, big dog. It's a lot less time than I thought. Excuse me. Cody says tortilla with the hardcore streets of Malibu. Everyone Stratwood and 9.
He's Malibu's most wanted.
Here's a classic movie. And again, I'm not going to get into movies today. This is a Steeler day. But have you guys ever seen the movie CB4? CB4. It was it came out at the same time as like Boys in the Hood and Juice and Menace to Society, but it was more of a spoofer movie. Chris Rock was the main character, and he was playing almost like the Eazy-E. If you didn't get a chance and you like those early 90s gangster movies, I'd go back and check out CB4. It's, if anything, you'll laugh your ass off. Believe me, it's classic, totally underrated in my opinion.
Is that the one where he goes to the restaurant and the guy's like, what do you want? I was like, I want 1 rib. He's like, all right, a rack of ribs is whatever. He said, no, I want 1 rib.
No, but he's done that bit in a lot of things. He actually did that on In Living Color. He did that in his stand-up.
Because I know in one movie he pulls out a wad of money.
Yeah.
And the guy's like, really? You couldn't afford the $10? Yeah. I just remember him going, I take 1 rib.
I remember he went to the store and he was like, how much is a box of tissues? And the guy was like, $3. And he was like, $3? Good Lord, that's a lot of money. Could you give me 3 of them and something else for 10 cents or whatever? But yes, Chris Rock has always been awesome. But check out CB4, guys.
Yes.
It is on New Jack City. Yes, Cody.
Yes.
But dude, I'm telling you. Listen, I'm not just under talking shit. If you want to see a good movie from the early 90s and along that line, CB4. It's 3 letters, 2 letters and a number. Check it out. Chris Rock, straight out of Low Cash, and it was based off of spun off of Straight Outta Compton, obviously. Very, very entertaining movie. I think you'll like it if you got a sense of humor. Go check it out, guys. CB4. Let's get back to the board right here to where the original OG Injured says this, man, you guys came a long way. I was just in the wagon riding along. It's been quite a ride. You guys have done quite an awesome job growing, and not just in the podcast. We appreciate that. Thank you, Joe.
Thank you.
You as well, I guess. I don't have anything to base that off of. I just know that you're here every day with us. And
you tell me, like, we're uncomfortable taking compliments because we want to shoot them right back.
Yeah.
Instead of just being like, oh, thanks.
Yeah. I have to shut everybody down when they compliment me so they don't compliment me in. Yes, Joe's been here for a long time. And again, I don't hang out with Joe, so I don't have anything beyond that, Mike. I don't know what you're trying to get out of me, but yes, Joe's been wonderful. As a matter of fact, here is the OG on the show. A lot of things to get into today. Before we get into our Steelers, Mike, the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. We're going to talk about our football team first, but not the football that everyone thinks of. Mike, the soccer team here in Pittsburgh, our pro team, the Pittsburgh Riverhounds, they will be hosting the Miami FC team tomorrow at 7 o'clock. That down at F&B Stadium. Mike, that sticking with soccer, the Pittsburgh Riveters, which are our women's pro soccer team, they actually played last night. They beat Steel City 2-0. They'll be back at it on Wednesday. Pittsburgh Passion, Mike, our gals that play football, the Gridiron gals here in the Berg, Mike, they're finally home. 3-game homestand starting. It starts tomorrow. 6 o'clock, Tampa Bay. The Inferno travels up to take on the Passion. That's at Slippery Rock University. That will be a 6 o'clock start, Mike, as the Passion start a 3-game homestand. Very excited about this. I was even considering making the trek up to Slippery Rock to watch the gals play. And if I don't, I want to get up at least for the DC game, because that'll be next week. That's the big showdown. We beat Tampa Bay by about 40 points when we played down there. So whether I make it up this week or not, I really, really plan on getting up there over the next couple of weeks to see them play. They're looking good, Mike, off to a 3-0 start. That is our Passion.
Let's go, ladies. They're whooping ass.
UFL, Mike, they kick off week 10. That's right, week 10 of their 10-week schedule tonight. Tonight, the Dallas goes to St. Louis at 8 o'clock to play the Renegades. Take on the Battlehawks tonight. The Houston Gamblers go to Alabama tomorrow. That's a 3 o'clock start, and then 2 games on Sunday. Orlando at DC, a noon start, and Louisville at Columbus is a 6 o'clock start, and that will wrap up in its entirety, Mike, the season for the 10-week season for the UFL, and they will start the playoffs next week. So if you're going to, if you were kind of on the fence to watch the UFL games, it's getting to the good ones now. So you could check it out, throw it on TV, see what they got going on. Again, last week of the season and playoffs next week.
It's getting there, man. It's like you said the other day. Once the UFL starts wrapping up and everyone else is starting to wind down in their football leagues, you know what's right around the corner, baby.
You know what's around the corner. Let's go right here to the the pros that make the money. Mike, the Pittsburgh Pirates, they split the series with the Cubs. They start a 3-game set throughout the weekend with the Twins. That starts today. Game 1 of 3. It's a 6:45 start. Jared Jones back after a year and a half. Mike was one of the better pitchers on the squad. Went and got surgery done. Coming back tonight for his first start against the Twins. Hopefully, he can get us off to a good start because the Pirates dropped to 29 and 28 after splitting with the Cubs over the weekend. So it'd be nice to see them continue to get back into the right direction. NHL and NFL, NHL and NBA. I'm sorry, NHL and NBA. Yeah. Mike, tonight, what's going on tonight? Carolina's taking on Montreal.
Yeah,
tonight. This is game 5. Carolina's up 3-1. The game is at 8:00 tonight. The Vegas Golden Knights, they wait for the winner of Carolina and Montreal. Again, this could be another year, Mike, just one game away from knocking a Canadian team out entirely, and a Canadian team not winning the Stanley Cup for a very, very long time in the NHL.
Let's do it. I hope it happens.
With that being said, Mike, I did forget to mention this on Wednesday. If you haven't heard, you probably have, of course, of getting Malkin back on a 1-year deal. A lot of fans wanted Malkin back. It's not going to be long after that, I guess, to go up and enjoy your favorite players, because it's coming to an end with these big names in Pittsburgh as far as our hockey squad. So go check them out, guys. This is probably going to be Malkin's last year.
Yeah, I think so, too. One last run. He still played at a really good level last year, too. So it's not like one of those charity hires. Oh, let's keep the old guy on when he's going to go out there and score 4 or 5 goals. Well, it surprised me he pushes 25 goals next year. You know, like it being a real solid player. There's really no one behind him. He's blocking, so it's not, hindering youth development. It's not even hindering what they want to do and try and be competitive while bringing along young talent. So a nice move. It checks a lot of boxes. A guy who's a skilled player, not blocking anyone, and makes the fans happy. Because when the fans are happy and you're playing well, who's going to show up the fans? And you're going to get in. Now the team's going to make more money. It's a smart move all the way around. And you're making Crosby happy.
And to the hardwood, Mike. The New York Knicks await as the Spurs, they beat OKC last night 118-91. That series tied 3 games apiece. Game 7 is tomorrow at 8:00 if you're into the NBA. The winner of that goes on to play the New York Knicks in the NBA Finals.
I'm rooting for the Spurs.
Yeah, I am too. And also, I want to say, listen, I don't want you to take that the wrong way, Joe. I really appreciate you. I was just sitting there thinking while I was not paying attention while Mike was talking. I was thinking about Yinzer Joe, and I want to say that we can't thank you enough. You were here the whole time. You was a supporter the whole time. Again, I just didn't know how to answer that last question that Mike had threw at me, but we do love you, Joe. Yeah. You know this. A couple more things, Mike. I do want to say. You're okay. I got your new video. It's a lot better. I really enjoyed it. Mike put up a new short yesterday. If you recall, I made a big stink the other day. It makes sense. It's easy to understand, and it's more intense. I like it. I just wanted to say that, Mike. I don't want you to feel bad. I didn't want you to think that I was poo-pooing on your idea, because I'm not. I was just a bit confused. And again, at the end of the day, I tried to be the moderate, the person in the middle, saying, you know what, if I'm confused, perhaps other people will be. But the video that just came out yesterday, go check it out, everybody, right here on YouTube. It is the most recent short, Vanilla Thunder back at it. It's good stuff. Go check it out, everybody, right here on the tube.
On the tube. Thunder's trying to, take different platforms by storm, and, so check it out, everyone. Thunder's having the time of his life.
It's less confusing. I'll give you that. So if you're, go check it out. Go check it out, baby. Yeah. I also had a couple other ideas for that, Mike. You know how it's like you come off like these like a wrestler. That's like you're kind of like the image that the vanilla the vanilla face character is doing. You ought to have, Mike. You got Vanilla Thunder, maybe a tag team partner, maybe the Chocolate Lightning Rod.
No,
we'll get a black guy who has a supposedly long rod, and it could be Vanilla Thunder and the Chocolate Lightning Rod.
No.
Huh?
No.
Come on. Now that's funny.
Nope.
And you're just going to do the promotions together, and you're going to smack each other and yell and get all loud and, like they do, like the wrestlers.
Thunder's a solo wrestler. He cannot work in the tag team is what he is telling me. Yeah, that's what's coming through the ear. Thunder right now is screaming he is a singles champion.
And you'll be, with the shoulders up like your videos are, and he'll turn to you, and you'll react like you got hit by something down lower because he's the Chocolate Thunder Rod.
No.
Come on.
I appreciate it, but Thunder.
It's a work in progress. I'm trying to help out. I'm trying to help you out. But again, at the end of the day, the Chocolate Lightning Rod, I think, would be a good character as well.
You just want to see me get hit by a giant penis.
I think that would be hilarious.
How about you get hit by the giant penis?
Well, I'm not Vanilla Face Thunder. I wouldn't be getting hit with the penis.
Well, we can figure something out for you.
So there you go. I'll work on him on that.
Like Thunder had an idea of someone like another fat guy coming in and holding a corn dog as the microphone.
Yeah, I mean that's all right.
Yeah, if you want to go the wrestling route, that could be our Mean Gene.
Yeah, I don't know about that one. I mean, unless you take a big chunk of it or something at the end. I mean, it's got to be funny. All right, there you go. Let's get back on the board. Let's go to Cody. He says, do people wear Pirates jerseys at Steeler games? Those jerseys are kind of hard. Wonder if I could buy one with Herbig's name. I'm sure you could buy anything anywhere on the internet. I'm sure you can find anything that you like. I don't know. I haven't really paid much attention, but they do have the new uniforms this year, and they are looking sharp. But Steeler games are unique. I think out of 60,000 people, you probably see about 59,000 Steeler jerseys at a Steeler game. I think one of the most popular places for that particular practice, Mike, there isn't many fans at a Steeler game that doesn't actually have a Steeler jersey on of some sort. It could be a old timer, a new guy, a rookie, somebody that was here when they were young, whatever the case may be. A lot of Steeler jerseys, certainly at Steeler games.
Yeah, and to Cody's point, you probably can go into like the MLB store and modify them, like make
absolutely.
Yeah,
and there's always somebody that'll make something online for you.
Go ahead and wear it, Cody. Do it, brother. Do it. I won't steal you wrong. Steer you wrong. Steer you wrong.
Tortilla says, in my opinion, the Spurs will win one in the future. I hope the Knicks win it all. Yeah, listen, I don't hate the Knicks. I like them because they're Northeast up here with us. So that's probably going to be who I take, but I really don't have a horse in the race. So beyond that, it's not really too much for interest to me. But we will pay attention. Let's go right here to the original OG. And Joe says, I appreciate you guys too. Love my Steelers, and you guys make the podcast fun. We appreciate that. Glad to be here, sir. We appreciate you, Joe. You are the OG, baby. Just Learning, what's up? Always great seeing Just Learning in the house. Great seeing you on the terrible board. He says, bros, dude, buddy, homie,
Bruh.
Dude. You remember that bit? It was the old Adam Sandler. It was dude, buddy, homie. And it was originally a cartoon. It was a black guy, a stoner, and just like a regular white dude. And that's all they said. One dude said dude. The other one said buddy. The other one said homie. And that's all they said back and forth to one another through the whole thing. It was pretty funny back in the day. Let's go right here to Cody. Cody says this. What do you think is the most popular Steeler jersey in a game? It's hard to say because there's so many. It really is, Mike. I mean, you I think the bigger question is who you would see that you would never expect. I mean, you'll see a Rocky Blyer go walking by.
I was about to say, yeah.
You'll see an LC Greenwood, and you're like, well, who the hell is this? And they walk by, and you look at the back of their jersey, you're like, oh, okay, LC. But Mike, it really is a thing here in Pittsburgh. Everybody has a jersey. As a matter of fact, when we go down this year to do some work with the people at Duquesne Pilsner, I say we video a lot of these people, Mike, and just to put them up to give people that are outside of the Berg an idea of how many of these jerseys are really being worn at Steeler games. And again, the extent. You might see Merrill Hodge. You might see Bubby Brisker. You might see Levon Kirkland. You might see Santonio Holmes. You might see Ben Roethlisberger, Franco for sure, Lynn, all the way back, Mike. And it's hard to really say who you see the most of because you see a lot of numbers. But again, I think it's the ones that catch you off guard or the ones that catch your attention. The ones that who the hell is number 20 for the Steelers? And you look at dude's back and it says Stone for Dwight Stone. So it's really an interesting thing. Kendrell Bell, hand on. What's up? I do want to say what's up to you on the board. He used to have a Kendrell Bell, Mike, who I loved immediately after he came out of Georgia. Great. He was a hammer, but obviously that didn't work out. But yes, Steeler jerseys. Maybe if you're outside of the Berg, you don't know that it is a very big tradition. And most people at a Steeler game is wearing a jersey.
I think I'm gonna go. Like, I've never seen a Steeler jersey with this name on it because he did play for the team. I'm gonna go with Shakespeare. I think
Shakespeare.
I might get a custom made Shakespeare one. Figure out what number he wore back in the day. And
Did they even
see how
did
many
they even
people.
have numbers back in the day? I mean, did they
I don't know.
not even the jersey? I mean, did they even have numbers that far back? I don't know. But he was the number 1 overall pick, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, he
Mike.
was. Yeah.
The very first number 1 overall pick for the Pittsburgh Steelers, William Shakespeare. There you go. Let's go here to Hand John, my man. He says this last week the media, Aller looks bad. This week Aller made a few throws. Next week, in order to see any good, you have to get rid of the bad first. That's how rebuilding works. They're getting there, man. And again, I have very positive vibes out of OTAs this year, as OTAs again wrap up today for the week, but 4 days next week, Mike, to complete the program. And then after that, we'll be waiting because again, Mike, it's May 29th right now. So when we come back Monday, we're going to say these words. We have Steeler camp next month. That's right. Next month, we'll be saying that on Monday. So very excited about that, guys. The time is moving right along. And yes, so many good vibes, I'm thinking. And I've got a lot of them here we're going to talk about today on the show. Let me go to Darth. Darsh, what's up? Great to see you on the show. He says, what's up, bro? What's up, dude? Great to see you. Always awesome. See new faces, new names. Welcome to the Terrible Board. Welcome to the show. Good. Let's go here. We did get hands on. Let's go to Cherie, Nikki. I do want to say what's up with you. And you said hi. You said, how's your day going? My day is going well so far. I hope. You know how life is. You turn the corner and something's going to be jacked up. But you know what? Right now, at this particular point, I'm doing well. I hope things are good for you. And she says, same, kinda. Well, we'd like to welcome you, Nikki Cherie, if that's how I pronounce it. If I pronounced it wrong, I apologize to you. And then I'm going to go here, Mike, to the hand, John. He says, the Hannah is in my name, 29. Okay, the Hannah in my name turns 29. So 29 on the 29th. That is awesome. My dad was just yesterday, as a matter of fact. My father was the 28th. I want to say happy birthday to Hannah as she hits the big 2-9. It's all downhill from there.
She got another year. What 30s when the downfall goes?
Sometimes I just
at least for me.
Sometimes I try to think of different things, just off-topic things to talk about to start off a show. And I was thinking that earlier. How much more exciting life was at 29 than it is at 47?
Yeah.
Boy, the differences. But happy birthday to Hannah. I hope you have a great day and a great weekend and a great 29th. Let's go to right here, the original Yinzer Joe. Are there any defensive line guys big and good enough to play nose tackle? Well, I do have a little bit of information on that, Yinzer Joe. And you know what? There's no better time to get into Steeler talk than right now. Let's get it, Mike. It's Pittsburgh Steeler time. Mike, this news is something that I was reading about our nose tackle situation. Somebody that's able to possibly step up that's been looking really good, Mike, this offseason. That was being possibly, the name is thrown around to be possibly the nose guard of the future for the Pittsburgh Steelers if he continues to improve. I know what the argument is going to be. But the name, Mike, that I'm talking about, of course, Coach Pecco says Y.A. Black can be one of the best nose tackles in the NFL. Argument numero uno is he's too big. That is what people are going to say. They like a lower center of gravity kind of guy to stay low at the center, Mike. But and again, there's a lot of positive and a lot of nice things being said by coaches. This being said by Coach Pecco, Y.A. Black can be one of the best nose tackles in the NFL.
He got the size, the height. Yeah, that kind of worries you a little bit. But with good technique, you can win that battle, and with pure strength alone, you can win that battle against the center. But if they're going to block you one-on-one, but you're hoping you're massive enough, you're just going to eat up a double team, and you're going to be forcing two guys to go to you. And then guess what? That's going to leave a free runner coming from somewhere. So as long as he can use that wide frame and generate a lot of power from his legs, and they can get that upper body going, and then engage with two linemen at the same time, that's fine if he might be however tall he is, because I forget how his height, but my God, you stick that big bastard in there and let him go, let him battle it out in there, and just eat up bodies. I don't care. He can finish a game with 0 tackles. I won't care. But as long as he's eating up bodies, I'm all for it. Like, I want to see how well he does this year, and I want to see, how well he's going to hold it. Because he said he hit that rookie wall, and if he can get, past all that, so 6'5", 335. Maybe a couple inches bigger than I'd like.
But that's the guy that's going to get his hands. That's the guy that's going to get his hands up in the middle of the passing lanes and in the middle of the defensive line. And
passes. Yeah, he's a big bastard, strong bastard. Maybe if he just works on. The thing I noticed about him is like his hip flexibility might need some work on that. Just getting a little bit more flexible, a little more explosion.
Didn't you say that about Darnell Washington?
I did. Year, though? He got better at it. He got way better at it.
I don't think that he never not had it. I just maybe he wasn't displaying it early.
He looked stiff early, but now he looks more fluid than he did. And same thing with YA. If he can work on that, I think he'd be very powerful in just eating up bodies.
Eating up bodies. Mark Malone says just right for Derpy. Mark Malone always right on time.
Derpy.
Great seeing you on the show, my friend Mark Malone. Everybody on the terrible board. Something else dawned on me. Yinzer Joe said, Mike, he said he got to watch us grow over the years. He got to watch little vanilla grow into a big vanilla. It just dawned on me what he was saying, Mike.
Mm-hmm.
Again, it's true. It's a lot of years. All right, let's continue on. Let's go right here.
Mm-hmm.
YA Black is nose tackles with tortillas, saying that is exactly where I was going with that. Cody, damn, 47. I'm going to be completely honest with you. 47 is going to be here before you know. You just better stop. I was at one job for 19 years. And I every day it was a buddy, it was an older guy, but I would always joke with him talking about him being old and making all those kind of fun wisecracks. But here I am, 47. It comes fast, Cody. I'm just saying. I'll leave it right there. Let's go here to we did get 6'5", 335. Mark Malone. We got that. The original OG Yinzer Joe says I would think his frame is too tall and he doesn't get off the blocks fast enough. I mean, again, that's obviously that would be. Right in there in that main numero uno complaint. He's just too big. But at the end of the day, if he can make it work, then that would be fine, right?
Yeah, like I was looking up nose tackles because I couldn't remember the big bastard. Who remembers Mount Washington? Ted Washington played for, I think, the Redskins. He was 6'5", 360. And he was just a mountain of the man in the middle. He was a hard bastard to move. So if he can be half the player that Mount Washington was, he'd be a hell of a nose tackle.
Let's go here to Han Johnson. For giggles, there have been 505 quarterbacks started games since the 1975 merger, or the 1970 merger. I'm sorry, 34 have won a Super Bowl, 68 have been to one. Interesting.
Damn. It's a select group.
Yeah, wow, look at that. Aaron Jade, always great to see Aaron Jade with the Rockets here for the weekend, Mike. I know my weekend's going to be fine now. Tortilla, welcome back, to Aaron. Tortilla says Cody is faster than time. Cody is faster than time. Cody says this. He says, why a black boss move was flipping off the line sideline. Instant fan. Yeah. Boy, was that trip to Detroit interesting, huh?
Yes, it was.
And you know what? We got the win, though. If all that stuff would have happened and we wouldn't have won, it would be a whole different story. But you know what? We went up there, got the win. We punched a guy in the head. Why Black's flipping people off? Yeah, I do remember that now.
So I did the math on the percentage of quarterbacks who have won a Super Bowl. 6.7% of the quarterbacks in the NFL history have won a Super Bowl.
That sounds about right.
Yeah. Someone double check my math, because if anyone's been here long, they know my math sucks.
Where's Somber? Somber's usually really good at the follow-up things.
Somber's good. Somber jumps on me for my math, my language. I need someone like that in my life. So I am glad that Somber corrects me.
Yeah, you need a personal assistant to walk around and correct you all day.
I do, actually.
Let's go here. Mark Maloney says, unless you die. That's a good point. You will never reach 47 if you die before then. Cody. It's just the cold hard truth, right? I don't know any other.
He's not wrong, but damn.
Robert, hey Robert, what's up, dude? Always great seeing you on the terrible board. He says 47, enjoy your youth, and I am. Listen, I don't think that I'm old. I mean, I probably look kind of old with my beard being the color that it is, but my beard being the color that it is kind of freakish. I don't know a lot of guys that are 47 that is that does have the gray beard like this and still dark hair as well. So again, I don't feel old. I don't. I look at Mike and I think, oh geez, look how old he looks, but I feel fine.
I look youthful and vigorous and full of life. This is the epitome of health. This is peak male performance. You just don't want to admit it.
Mike goes to the barber shop and asks for the best Larry Fine that they could give him. So there you go. Let's move on. Let's go to Cody. Cody says, don't you put that juju on me, Ricky Bobby. Eric Jade says, we need the belly celly. Yes, I'm ready for some belly celly. Guys, again, Monday, we're going to be saying camp is next month. Camp is next month. I love the sound of that. Yinzer Joe says, this is interesting, and I was hoping someone would bring this up. Yinzer Joe asks this. He says, you guys see Rodgers' haircut. He looks like he's serious about this season. Maybe we'll get an MVP season from him, which I'm hoping for all those things. However, when I brought this to Mike's attention this morning, Mike told me this.
That picture is not factual.
It is a fake picture.
Yes, Aaron Rodgers has hair. Unfortunately.
Fooled me. Again, I'm seeing these pictures on the internet. I have it in my notes. Aaron Rodgers' bald head. I bring it up briefly before the show, and Mike says that's not even a real picture. He says he still has hair. That's a fake picture.
Yeah, I got the picture. Want me to share it?
Throw it up. All right, so that's his picture at camp at OTAs right there.
Yep. That's
with hair. Do you have the one without the hair as well?
Give me one moment. I'll stop sharing and I'll go find it.
All right, so Mike is going to pull up the one that Joe's talking about. But there was a picture online over the past couple of days. I seen it this morning of Aaron with no hair. Again, very unfootball related story, but at the end of the day, it is being talked about. Mike, he had the picture that was of him yesterday at camp at OTAs, and this is the picture right here that Yinzer Joe's talking about, which I thought was true because again, I seen it. And I said, oh, hey, look at Aaron. He's weirder than ever, and apparently that's false. That is.
I was hoping this was true because my man looks like a serial killer and he's ready to just cut up NFL defenses and just go out on a revenge tour and, walk off the Lombardi. But no, it had to be fake.
My first thought it was Boz. I scrolled past it and I thought, what's Boz wearing an Aaron jersey for? And there it is. Robert said it. Aaron looking like Boz. That was my very first instinct. I stopped and went back and looked at it. And I went back and looked, and sure enough, it was Aaron. So again, Aaron did not get a haircut. If anybody's keeping track, let's get back on the board though, and then we're going to get into some Steeler topics to get this thing going, guys. Tortilla says, I'm sorry, Mark Malone, I feel older now crawling around under a vehicle nowadays. I tell you that. I hope that you work on them. Otherwise, I'm confused.
He's stealing catalytic converters.
Yeah, right.
He got to pay for the Krylon somehow.
He sure does, and he goes that yes. Stealing catalytic converters has nothing to. There's no Aaron Rodgers jokes in that. There's no Cody's neighborhood jokes in that. I'm going to just continue to move.
None whatsoever. I set them up on the silver platter, brother.
There really are. Let me move forward. Tortilla says that was Aaron Beck. Mike, Aaron Beck. Yinzer Joe, wow. That's exactly what I said. I was like, no, come on. That can't be right. And Mike proved me wrong. Sure enough, he had hair.
Yeah, Aaron, I'm sorry.
Aaron looking like Boz. Looks like the box killer. The box killer. The Boz killer, he says. Mark Malone, box killer, LOL. He's probably killed a boxer few. Probably, I would guarantee it. At some point, I would hope at least. Mark Malone says, the Krylon habit is expensive. You know what? I used to have a hobby when I was a kid, Mike. We used to have those Hutch. It was Hutch, the brand, and they were little football helmets in the uniform that you would get as a kid, and it would be the plastic helmet of your favorite team, and there would be a shirt and pants and a little fake set of. Me and my buddy, we collected those helmets, and then we would paint them. and we would just paint them like different teams or whatever. Man, that was a huge hobby of mine. Is probably about 10, 11, 12 years old. I had, I don't know, probably about 16 or 17 different team helmets, and we'd get whatever kind we could. If a buddy had one that was the same, we would just strip everything off and paint it a different team. But Krylon, I was big fan of it myself for different reasons, obviously, than Mr. Malone.
You sure about that?
Mike, let's also talk about the defensive line. We talked briefly about, of course, what Coach Peck has said about YA Black. This was a little bit of scoop on our other nose tackle, Mike Keanu Benton. Steelers hint at changing Benton's rule, saying, quote, he can play any position on the defensive line. Mike, is this, let me ask you, because people are saying they like the idea of, now that we have a new coach, people playing in their position. And then you have, on the other hand, people saying, well, that's pretty cool because, Keanu Benton's going to be able to play anywhere on the line. What do people really want? I think people just want whatever works, in my opinion. I don't care if Keanu Benton is playing. I don't care, as long as it works, as long as he makes plays at the end of the day, Mike. But it's being said that they could put him anywhere on the line. He's that special. He could be used a different way. And if you could extract that from Keanu Benton, and you could get that skill, that player out of him, by means, put him anywhere, right?
Yeah. He was a D tackle in college, but he was a D tackle in college because his skill set allowed him to be. He wasn't going up against the best of the best week in, week out at nose. So here he worked that first year in a pinch at nose tackle. He showed flashes and made sense. Year two, we saw a little drop off. Year three, he improved a little bit, but not to where he was going to be that nose. But you can see the skill sets that he has, that he would be a pretty good player at the traditional 3-4 D end. I think he has that type of makeup. And if you go to like a 4-man front, he'd be really good at getting back into the backfield and disrupting the plays back there. Again, we see flashes of that ability where he was able to get back into the backfield, force quarterbacks to pressure, force running backs to move around. I just would like to see him finish more plays back there. But he has a skill set to where he can have a good role in this team. And if they move him out from D tackle, that's going to be better for him and for the team, because now he can play behind Cam. He can play behind Harmon if needed, and just rotate in and out, keep the big dogs fresh while he's going in there and causing some havoc in the backfield and being able to bounce around from all over the line. I think it's a good move to move him around, get him out of nose, put Day there, put YA Black there, let those two bastards handle that position, and let him be that guy where if Cam needs a break, you put him in and you have Benton, YA Black, and Harmon. So I think that's a nice, good young front to have out there.
All right, Mike, I'm very encouraged. Listen, and again, how much of it's going to come to fruition, I don't know. But everything that you're hearing from Steeler OTAs, it's positive. And I keep using the word vibe. It's a good vibe because it really is to me. And again, if it bears fruit from as we're seeing early on, this could be a really nice season for the Steelers. And the thing is, there's no way to be able to tell. Like, I could tell you this, that CBS Tyler Sullivan, like, he says the Steelers are named the most likeliest division winner to be dethroned. So again, we're not going to get no love. We're not going to get no support from the national media. I could tell you that right now. But if you're paying attention to this every day, like you, myself, everybody on the Terrible Board, Mike, we see things a little bit more because it's 365 days a year. We're following, we're covering, and loving our Steelers. So at the end of the day, Mike, I don't think that they are the most likely to be dethroned. I'm not saying that they're going to win. I'm not saying that one of these other teams in the division can't have a good year, because I think that they can. I think one of the Ohio teams can have a good year because they both have two different good things going on with them. Defense for one team, good offense for another. And believe me, I think that the Ravens, they're not down and out, but they're down. I don't think that they're going to be as good as everybody just automatically expects them to be.
Yeah.
But again, Mike, I think we could totally win this division. And again, if you look around at the other divisions, I think that there could certainly be another team to be dethroned just as easy. The Jacksonville Jaguars, perhaps, and the Houston Texans could win that division with that defense. So again, to say that we're the most likely is just some more national media bullshit.
Yeah. And that's exactly what it is. This means, like, literally no one's been paying attention to what the Steelers have been doing for the past 4 to 5 years of reshaping the roster. Everyone just looks at the quarterback position, and then the coaching changes. That's how they're looking at. They're not looking at the actual roster in and of itself.
Yeah,
They'll see like 3 or 4 guys on defense that are above the age of 30 and go, "Oh, they're old." Like, look at all the young talent that's been brought in the past few years, and then even in bringing some like Brisker, who's really young in free agency. So like, man, this team is, like I said, they've been building for this moment. They're primed to show the NFL, like, hey, we're not the mediocre Steelers anymore. We went through a down cycle for us. It's just finishing 8-8, 9-7, 10-7, shit like that. But yet we got some pretty good young talent. Now we got a quarterback who still finds a way to be productive. Now we have an offensive-minded head coach, and who's a really good coordinator, who still runs a really good advanced offense. And now we got the skill players at wide receiver and running back and tight end. Now we got the young, athletic, mean, nasty offensive line. I think we're going to shock a lot of people this year.
I do too.
And I guarantee you that, like, everyone here, me, you, the terrible board, all included, will be sitting there and going, yeah, we've been saying this for years now, that this year was the year that it was going to start to take off.
And you know what? The thing about Aaron Rodgers, I'm all over the road with this because, again, I would rather not be in the situation with Aaron. However, I understand that it is the best, gives us the best possibility we have to win this year. And also, at the end of the day, you got to admit, Mike, he's as good or better still at this point in his life than a lot of quarterbacks that start in the NFL. No, you're not going to match him up with the best quarterbacks. But at the end of the day, he's just as good or better than a lot of the quarterbacks that start. And guess what? A lot of the people that are talking shit on him being old, they don't have a quarterback that has what it takes upstairs to be a great quarterback. So, he brings that. If that shell of a body that he has, albeit Mike, he's 43 years old, going to be 44 or going to be 43 this year. Mike, he still has it up here. Obviously, there's not a whole lot that you can say. It's like, oh my God, he don't even do that no more. He can't even do. He still sees a lot out there. And again, with the weapons this year, hopefully we could change that whole being Charlie check down to getting the ball down the field a little bit more. I certainly hope so. If that's the case, Mike, then I think by default this team is going to be better, just because you could open up the offense so much more. And again, with a new offensive-minded coach, this West Coast offense, the quick hit stuff, I think is going to be very beneficial if we can execute. So everybody being at OTAs this week, very important, Mike, in my opinion. Some of the guys even said this. Let's right here, Aaron Rodgers still working to get on the same page with receivers. So this is a good sign that he's here. He's working to get on the same page as these guys. Rather than him coming in June and missing this whole session, some of the things that you need to know about your team around you in the practice and getting to know the guys. So again, very beneficial for him showing up on time, I guess you could say, this year, opposed to waiting until June like last year, Mike. But I think that the players are very excited to see him back early. Yeah. Even Roman Wilson even said the same thing. He says, I'm glad that Aaron's here this year. Maybe that'll give him an advantage. I want to get back to him in just a second. I want to stay on this defense for a few minutes. Yeah. I'm going to drop a layer back. We talked about the defensive line. Let's drop back to the linebacking core. Patrick Queen, he comes out, Mike, and talks about the trade rumors over the offseason. He says, like, I seen the charade during the offseason, all the talk, Dallas, this guy, Patrick Queen, don't tackle, blah, 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 blah. Mike, Patrick Queen, if he comes back this year and plays a totally different, because you got to remember, he was a Pro Bowler in year one with us. Yeah. He did make the Pro Bowl. So let's say year 3, he gets back to that level. He misses less tackles. Where are we at on the Patrick Queen train? Because that's going to be a big question at the end of the season. What do you do with this guy? Let's say he steps up. Let's say he leads the team in tackles at middle linebacker. Let's say he gets the missed tackles down. Let's say he meshes with this new system and the new defense and the new coach. Mike, is it going to be a thing this offseason if Patrick Queen plays out of his mind and earns a Pro Bowl spot at linebacker this season? Does he stay or is he going, Mike, if he has a really good season this year?
I can see them trying to work out a short, contract for him, another 3 year. He might want a little bit longer deal. Let's say if he wants a 4-year deal, Omar will work it towards like a 2.5-year deal. You know how he manipulates the the payouts per year for these guys. They get a lot of money up front, then it tapers off. And he's looking like he added a lot of muscle in the offseason. Like he bulked up. And if that's going to help him shed blocks and that's going to help him wrap up and be able to engage when he goes to tackle and, absorb the blows from the running backs or the receivers and less responsibilities, a better communication from first layer, second layer, and third layer, a whole new scheme, like you said, in the way Patrick Graham was that statistically his defense has outperformed their dollar value. And this is one of the highest paid defenses. So I'm hoping that's going to help too. More talent, that scheme's going to look a whole hell of a lot better if these guys are, flying to the ball, acting instead of reacting. I could see Queen having a really good year because he did have a good year when he came here. He had some really good years in Baltimore. And you got to have the serious conversation of like extending him because there's really behind him, there's no real starter depth there. We're hoping someone like Carson Bruner can come up and be that guy that's just the scrappy middle linebacker, that see ball, hit ball type of guy. Peyton Wilson shows flashes, but like Queen disappears from time to time.
Yeah.
Shut up, Tortilla.
I think my question is this. Now let me say he plays to the standard that he played last year. Are we just going to be like, let him go? We'll find us a new linebacker.
Yeah, at that point, it's,
So it all comes based off of his performance this year. If he plays out of his mind, cuts down on the missed tackles, all the problems that we complain about, we might keep him around, maybe try to get him on another small contract, see what he can do. Or if he plays like he has, shows no improvement, leads the league in missed tackles like he did last year, then it might be time to say goodbye. So again, a very big season for Patrick Queen. Mike, a lot of times people throughout the course of the season on here talking on the terrible board, they would say, Patrick Queen sucks. He's getting burned on coverage in the middle, this, that, the other. So again, very big year for Mr. Queen here in the Berg. This year is a big one for him.
Yeah, because real quick, there's games where he plays out of his mind. And then there's other games where he's completely out of his mind as to not knowing what the fuck he's supposed to do.
Let's get back to the board, Mike. And I'm going to finish up some defensive talk. In the next hour, we're going to talk offense and all the things that come with that for our Steelers guys. Let's jump back on the board. I don't want to miss anybody today. Getting in the last day here on the show of May. That's right, Mike. We're going to be in June, if you can believe that, the next time we see everybody. I can't even believe it. I mean, not even for football purposes, the fact that it's going to be June. I mean, it just feels like we were down at the playoff game not that long ago, Mike. That was clear back in February. So
it's getting close, brother.
Scooting along. Let's go back here to Hand-John. Hand-John says, of those 34 quarterbacks to win a Super Bowl, 13 won multiple starts. Mark Malone, spray the paint in the helmets to get it all condensed and then stick your head in there. Maybe is that Mark perhaps where you're going? And I'm not sure. He says that's how I got hooked. Let's go here to Robert. Robert said, I get my hair cut once every 12 to 15 months, whether I need it or not. My hair is gray, but it grows damn near an inch per month. So at least I am. You got the hair. Absolutely, man. I've never really been a big haircut guy. I've never been, obviously. And like I said, Mike, this is the longest I've ever let my beard go. Yeah. But I've never been the real clean cut guy either. I've always been kind of in the middle.
I get my hair. I cut my hair like weekly.
Dude, what do you do with the straight razor? Do you?
I clipper the back where there's actual hair, and I take a straight razor for everything else.
Nice. Let's go here. Yinzer Joe says, I never missed Stephon Tuitt so much. Me too. I liked him and Vince Williams. I like both of those guys. I like Vince Williams and Stephon Tuitt. Let's go to Hand-John. Says this of the 6.7% of the starting quarterbacks to win a Super Bowl, 38% win another. So it is easier to win a second Super Bowl start than it is to even get to a Super Bowl. Interesting. Robert, weather, not weather. Yinzer Joe says, when lately have the Steelers received love? I agree. Tortilla says, national media is fake news. A lot of times I don't disagree with you. Let's continue down right here. Speaking of fake news, I'll get the Corey in just a second. Let me get to Mark. Mark says, shaved head, Rodgers acting like a skinhead to Roman. My question with that, I wanted to wait till I got to the offensive side, Mike, but we had the what we thought was a snubbing of Roman Wilson and Pat Freiermuth.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let's just say it really was Aaron Rodgers' he just didn't want to throw to these guys.
Yeah.
For whatever reason. I don't know whatever the reason could be. Who's potentially the new Roman Wilson, Pat Freiermuth on this team? Let's just say that the coach had nothing to do with it. Let's say Coach T had nothing to do with it. Let's say Mike McCarthy has nothing to do with it. Is there anybody potentially to you that could be this year's Roman Wilson / and or Pat Freiermuth and is just totally neglected in the passing game by Aaron Rodgers as was Muth and Roman last year?
Ooh. Well, that's a good question.
Because if there is, I mean, it sucks because you want to obviously be able to use all of his weapons.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, who can it be? I mean, is it either of those guys? Did those guys get their swag back with the new coaching system, or
Weegen and Nowakowski, maybe just because they're young guys? I don't know. Because he didn't shy away from DK. I don't see him shying away from Pittman this year. So I would have
these guys are going to make him look good, right? You can't.
Yeah, I know, right? I could think it'd be little Weegen and Nowakowski.
Little Weegen. But it just discourages me because he did have two players that he stopped throwing to. He stopped halfway through the season, maybe even sooner than that. He just quit throwing the ball to him. So it makes you wonder: is there a Roman or a Muth on the team?
Yeah.
Moving forward, I hope not. And again, hopefully a lot of these problems that we complained about, they went out the door with the old coaching system, and we could experience something totally different this year, new. And again, like an offensive-minded coach, something that none of us has ever experienced as a Steeler fan, as it's always been our big three have always been defensive-minded coaches. So something I'm very, very interested in, Mike, is to watch and see what this offense could do. Because at the end of the day, you're spending a lot of money on defense. You got to be able to produce on offense as well. And then if you start doing those two things, you find out you're winning football games a little bit easier, a bigger margin than maybe the 3-point win that you win by at the end of the game. Maybe things that make you look like a good football team we'll start doing. So again, very, very interested to see that play out. Let's continue right here to my man Corey Beavers on the terrible board. And I want to say I'm really into what you're doing so much. I'm really into what you're doing. I've been over watching these videos on the cover up of these like what the UFO files could possibly be, and these missing scientists and all this stuff. Very interesting. I'm very drawn into what Corey does. He's into conspiracy theories. He does a show right here on YouTube called Don't Drink That, everybody. I recommend it. He has a lot of content. Again, whatever your conspiracy is, whatever your pleasure, Corey Beavers has right here on YouTube. I strongly recommend go check it out if that's your thing. I'm addicted, Mike, and Corey really explains it well in his videos. I just watched one last night as a 7-minute video about how again, I don't want to get too much into it, but it's about these UFO files now. So again, if you're curious, something that we've always asked, are there aliens? Are there UFOs? Some of the answers might be coming out. Go check out Corey over at Don't Drink That. Let's go down to see what he says. He says, "Hey guys, I hope I didn't miss too much." It's all good, brother, man. Everything is going as well as planned. We're glad to see it. Things are looking good heading into the weekend. Hope things are going good for you, dude. Tortilla says Vanilla Thunder said he's getting married. Married, Mike.
I'm not getting married. Who knows what Vanilla Thunder's doing?
Maybe
that guy's a wild card.
Maybe he could get one of those managers like a wrestler has, a good looking manager for Vanilla Thunder, huh?
Okay, now we're speaking Vanilla Thunder's language. He's saying that's the best idea you have ever had.
All right, I'll start the search, Mike. I'll find you your manager. You just relax.
Oh, Vanilla Thunder says no, you're not allowed.
I'm gonna invite Joker back from early on in the show, and Joker could be your manager. If anybody recalls Joker early on in the show, if you were here, I think maybe Joe was.
I think Joker would be a good partner for Vanilla Thunder.
I do too. Joker, of course, was the I guess a trans. I don't know what it would be, but he would be your manager. That's what I'm going for. That's who I'm going to contact. I don't know if that's because I don't know what the difference between a trans and a cross dresser is. So he's one of them. But I don't know which one.
One of them.
Yeah, either a trans or a crossdresser. What do you think, Mike?
I don't know. I can't remember.
And that's
I just know we always had a good time when Joker was on. It was always...
That's your new manager. Let's continue on. Let's go right here to Chris. Hey, Christine, how you doing? Always great seeing you on the terrible board. Hope things are going well for you in Kentucky. Um, Christine says, "Hey, chat, Ryan and Mike. Great to see you as always, Christine. Christine,
morning,
we
good
are
morning.
next week. Christine, we're going to be saying camp next month. It's going to be June, if you can believe that." Let's continue down on the board right here. I'm sorry, Corey. Corey says this at Tortilla. Damn right it is. CNN equals Conspiracy News Network, ESPN, extremely shitty, phony news. LOL. And Corey's deep into it, man. I'm not just saying this because he's a friend of the show. I do love his stuff, guys. Go check it out. And he's coming along really well too. There's a lot of things that I'm noticing from the beginning to now, Corey, that I think that you've adjusted and improved, and I'm pulled in, baby. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. Let's go here to the original Yinzer Joe. He says this Queen desperately needs a guy beside him like Roquan Smith in Baltimore to succeed. Hope Peyton picks it up. That's a very good point, Mike. Could Peyton play to that level that's going to make Patrick play to the level he is? And there's also is the scheme going to allow that to happen, Mike? Of course, there's a lot we don't know, a lot of unanswered questions. But is what Yinzer Joe's saying true? Does he need that player to be a certain quality to get his own production?
He needs a tandem. He needs a running mate to get the most out of him. And that's why I'm interested to see how this new scheme's going to look. I want to see how the front three are going to play, or the front four, front two, however they're going to design that. And then what's going to be the responsibility of those two backers. Because like I said, Peyton has to step it up. He shows some flashes, but there's games where he's getting totally contained by the other team. So if he can raise his play, if Queen can raise his play, they're going to make each other better. And it's going to make the defense better in the long run. But I think there's more pressure on Queen just because, he's been around. But pressure should start getting on Peyton Wilson, too. His contract's coming up pretty soon as well.
The thing is, he's the player that he was billed to be.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to see more out of him, though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's not playing bad football. He's playing good. As a matter of fact, he's making plays that a lot of guys can't even make. I've seen that interception down the sideline. He's done things that people weren't doing. I just want to see more. I need more Peyton Wilson. Mike, again, a lot of improvement from that middle five guys. I think needs to improve this year. We'll see if the new coaching can do that for us. Let's go here to Tortilla. He says, "Don't drink that nose ball." Corey sure does. Corey's a very smart guy. Again, I recommend him. Go check him out right here on YouTube. Don't drink that. That's simple. So pull it up, and a lot of good things. I'm pretty sure you could find something that you like. There's my man Somber in the house. Always great seeing Somber. Somber, what's up, bro? All the way from Los Angeles, California. Somber says this, guys. I spent some extra time watching Steelers first rounder IMAX at OTAs today, making progress, but he's still working with the second team behind Dylan Cook and James Campen, really hanging on. And that's, as a rookie, that's probably right. You'd like to hear a little bit more. You'd like to hear that he's just wowing everybody and he's getting all the reps. But at this point, that just kind of seems like what it is. But Somber, we always love the information that you provide. Thank you for that. Great to see you, bro. Let's go to Somber. The details, really harping on the details with him is what he said. Okay, gotcha.
And that's what he's going to need because he's relied on his athletic ability, and that's what his college coaches said too when he was coming out. Like he picks up, he's very coachable, but he doesn't have that experience, so he needs that knowledge and refine those skills. But like we said when we drafted him, for a guy who's only played football for 3 years to be as good as these other first rounders, probably even better than a lot of them right now that have been playing football their entire lives. This kid, he's a ball of clay that you can just mold, and there's a good foundation there.
A couple more, Mike. We got to I got to finish up our defense. We do got some more defense talking, and we're going to get into offense for the second hour. Somber says Saunders. Okay, that was by Saunders. Let's go to Cody. Cody says Mike tells the barber leave a little on the top. I like the comb.
The ladies like a little fluff on the top. They run their hairs through it.
Something to yank you around by. Let's go here to Mark Malone. Let that back hair grow, Mike. He can, but he refuses.
There's back hair growing.
Oh, back hair or not back of your head? Just that.
I think he means the back. He means the back of my hair in the back grow, but I'm talking about my back hair.
Yeah, there's all kind of back hair.
You get a quilt for that fucker.
Let's go back to Corey. Corey says, I'm trying to grow my beard out like Ryan's. LOL. I'm trying to look closer to my profile. Hey, dude, just thing is, just neglect to shave for a long time. It's rather simple, actually. The patience is the hard part of it because you kind of sometimes like, man, like when P was telling me that my beard looked terrible, Mike, and I've never shaved since. Just gotta let it keep going. Just keep neglecting hygiene, perhaps. I don't know. Let's go here to Cody. Cody says Bernard is going to be the one that's being ignored by Aaron Rodgers. Boy, do I hope not. Boy, do I hope not. Boy, do I hope not. Mark Malone, I don't think there can be one. Talking also about who can be neglected by the quarterback this year. Let's go to Christine. She says, I think we're going to find out about A-Rod because let me start this over one more time. I think we are going to find out because A-Rod will be running the offense. LOL. Good question, guy. Good point. Let's go to Tortilla. He says maybe DK, a little DK MetLife. DK MetLife. I like that. Let's go back to Corey. Corey says Aaron Rodgers could ruin Bernard early if Bernard drops a key pass. Aaron will make him pay all season. Man, that's one thing that I don't want to see happen. Jeez, oh man. I want him to continue to work hard with the guys and not give up on them. I mean, you got to remember, he's just kind of a piece here right now. And again, he's the best possible possibility we have for winning football games this year. But at the end of the day, guys, I hope it doesn't affect our team in that way. Jeez, oh man.
I think he's gonna really love Bernard. It's the way the coaches and all the other players been talking about how detail oriented he is, always trying, to make sure everything is being right. And Rodgers is that guy that if you have to be there, that's where I want you to be. And Bernard's that type of guy. I think he's going to love him early.
I hope you're right. Let's go to Yinzer Joe. He says, I feel there will be a lot of gadget plays put in for. Yeah, I'm hearing that too. They seem like they have a little bit of something for everybody so far is what I'm gathering. So I like that. There you go, Cody. Mike Cody will be your manager. Cody says, Mike, I'll be your manager.
You know what? I'm all for it, Cody.
See, this is what I'm saying. Get Cody and it'll be Vanilla Thunder. Get the black guy, and you could have the chocolate lightning rod, and then Cody could be the Mexican manager.
Nah,
it could be a whole thing. Like nobody brings together people like we do at Two Dum Yinzers. Like this could be one of the biggest. This could be like Hands Across America. If you remember Hands Across America back in the day, we could be bringing people together, like as the world tears everybody apart. I'm telling you, something to think about. You think about that chocolate lightning rod as your. There you go, the macho manager.
I'll think about Cody as my manager.
I don't know, something about not wanting the black guy on your team. It's making me a little uncomfortable. I'm just saying.
Well, what you want him to do to me is making me uncomfortable.
Well, there's only one. I mean, he's not going to be doing all kind of things. He's just going to turn toward you, and you're going to act as something hits you on your leg. I think that's hilarious. That's hilarious. How can you not think that's funny? Let's go right here to Mark Malone. The midget stripper would be the perfect manager. She would be. She's been a little attitudey lately. I don't know what the hell her problem is. I don't know if she heard something on the show, perhaps, that we said, but last time I talked to her, she wasn't as friendly as she usually is, Mike. I'm not sure what her deal is, but she may have heard you say something bad about her. I don't know what the problem is, but I can only imagine what she heard when she turned on this show at any point.
I blame Cody.
All right.
That's what I'm going with. Cody. Right. Cody's a problem.
Cody's gonna be a big problem. Let's continue on, but yeah, I don't know. She was real weird. There was something weird about her this time around. I don't know. Let's continue here. Tortilla. So Batman was punching some trans chicken. Yeah, pretty much. Joker was a lot of fun. Cody says I could be your sponsor. Some trans chick. Yes, definitely Tortilla. Cody will be your sponsor, Mike. There you go. Cody's gonna.
What do I need a sponsor for?
Or your counselor. Your counselor, maybe, is what he's saying, perhaps.
What do I need a counselor for?
I
don't want Cody counseling me for mental health reasons, or to be my counselor if I need a lawyer. Either way, I'm ending up dead.
I agree. Somber says this one has a PP still, the other doesn't. LOL. Yeah. I think he has a peepee. I think. I mean, he's guyish enough to still be a guy. I don't know. I never have. Maybe I'm on and ask him, I guess. Let's go here to Handron. Wetchin has very, very, very deceptive short space quickness. If defender is close, when he catches the ball, he will whiff on the tackle. I like that. I mean, that's like the total opposite of what Jonnu Smith was and what Caleb Johnson is and some of these guys. Let's go here to Tortilla. The episode of the Two Dum Yinzers is sponsored by Cody. That's tough. Let's go down to Queen Christine. Queen says this. She says, speaking of as a true conspiracy theorist, the term conspiracy theory is, in fact, a conspiracy theory itself. The truth is out there. I couldn't agree with you more. It is a term that's given to critical thinkers, as a matter of fact, because people don't agree with what they're saying. Robert says this. He says, Bernard catches everything he gets in his hands on. He has great hands. I cannot wait to see some Jeremy, baby. I cannot wait to see my Jeremy, baby. Let's go here to Tortilla. He says, con, spear, icy, conspiracy, steel loyal, Canes in 5. Canes in 5. I'm cool with that. I want the Canes to go to the Cup Finals. I want it to be the Canes and the Knights. So that's who I'm pulling for. And as far as the NBA, I'm going for the Knicks and the Spurs. So that's who I'm pulling for our finals in those two sports. Let's continue down here. McDonald's in 4 tortillas, says Mark Malone. I bet he and Dunker start turning heads when the pads goes on. I can't wait for that. Mark Malone also says he's got to be better than Jones, and we gave a 1st and a 4th for that bastard. Tortilla, the macho manager. The macho manager. Let's go right here. Cody got the League of Nations. The League of Nations. That's what I'm saying. Let's bring them together. Mike, he refuses. He's always refuses. He's got to be the stick in the mud. He's always got to be
being a stick in the mud.
He's got to be the wedge that drives between.
I'm not being Vanilla Thunder's being the stick in the mud.
All right, psycho. Let's continue right here to Somber says this chocolate lightning rod sounds like a exactly. Vanilla Thunder, vanilla face, white face, and then the chocolate lightning rod. And I was saying somewhere at the top of the hour, they have like Mike's new videos. Vanilla Thunder's new videos. He does like a wrestler interview. He has that tone. I say get yourself the chocolate lightning rod as your tag team partner, and you could both be yelling and screaming at the camera. And at some point, chocolate lightning rod would turn to him, and Mike would react as if something hit his leg. That would be funny, in my opinion. Mike, I don't want that. I don't want things hitting my leg. I don't know. And then I suggested maybe having Cody as the manager. That way you could have a little bit of everything. And Mike just won't do it. Got beat off Hitler over here. So let's continue on. I've never known Vanilla Thunder to be this way. I never have. I'm shocked and I'm hurt. I'm shocked.
Vanilla Thunder, man, he has a vision.
He has a vision.
And he's not open to suggestions.
And that's the part that scares me because I seen the first video. I think he's taking offense. So I'm gonna move on. Mike's getting offended. Let's go here to Mike. Are you getting offended?
No.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. I can tell by the way you said no. Let's go to Cody. Cody says, me and Mike would make the world a better place or maybe worse. I don't know. Let's find out. I'm pushing for it, but
I think you and I would make it a worse place. But fuck it. Let's burn it down, Cody.
So Cody's cool, but not the black guy. Again, I'm still I'm a little uncomfortable, but we're moving forward. Let's go here to Christine. She says, oh my God, maybe the midget thing was my fault. No, I don't think it was your fault. I don't think you said enough to scare her away. I just knew that you were afraid of midgets, but no. There's something about her. There was even last time we worked with her, there was a few issues. So again, I'll take responsibility, but I'll still continue to work with her to see if we could grab her. Just kind of threw me off, man. It was just, I don't know. It was weird. Let's continue on right here. Somber, LOL. Hey, bro, you still have a dick? Corey, don't drink that. He says this at Christine, the truth is right in front of us. We just have to know where to look. We just have to stop relying on the media to show us they always have an agenda, and it's not usually in our best interest. Yinzer Joe says this. Do you guys have any info on the senior assistant special teams coach Swinton? What policy did he break that led him parting way? I don't know, Mike. Anything on that?
Nothing. No, we haven't. I haven't seen anything come across the wire yet. But like as Vanilla Thunder said, man, I don't think it was dealing with a late library book. If you've been fired not even 3 months onto the job and you're gone that quick, it had to be a major team rule that like a zero policy type thing. No, you're out, dude. You're done, gone. So I don't know anything. I'm just going to make an assumption here that it had to be something major.
Tyrone, always great to see Tyrone in the house.
Goat.
My man. He says JPJ is the GOAT. Tyrone, you, my friend, you know this. You know this. Stop trying to argue with me. You're the GOAT. Let's go here, Corey. Don't drink that 100%, of course, to the conspiracy theory comments. LOL somber. And finally, hold on, a couple more. Christine, Cody at Christine, wait until my episode Monday. It's tying America to ancient Egypt and how that ties to UFO files in the missing scientists. It all is also talks about what they were individually working on. I can't wait for that. Mark says this. Mark says the Mexican neighbors pissed Thunder off. I don't know what's going on with Thunder.
No, they didn't.
He's usually the one that's real race sensitive. I'm a bit shocked today by some of what we're learning about Vanilla Thunder.
Vanilla Thunder has something going on that he has a vision for of what he wants to do.
I understand that, but okay, I'm gonna move on. I'm going to move on. I don't need him pissed off at this time of the show. Maybe I'll get him later. I'll get back to Mike later on. Let's go to Steel Loyal. He says my JPJ jersey will be here in an hour.
Nice.
Good for you, man. It's awesome stuff. Christine says gambling. LOL probably made his parlay too big.
Yeah, that would be a major team role.
Also, Tyrone, welcome to the gang, Loyal. And Corey says he's not racist. He's Superior Thunder. And there you go. Superior Thunder. Can't even joke with him. I don't. Again, his plan must be so big.
I don't know. Thunder.
So you can't even joke around with him.
He's going to do it. Yeah.
What are you referring to again?
I just Thunder got a bit that he's working on, and that's what he's just going to do.
Like it ain't going to be like the first one, is it?
It's going to be whatever comes to mind.
So you have nothing, is what you're saying.
It's just going to be whatever comes to mind.
Okay. Why are you being so weird with it?
Why are you so concerned what I'm doing?
Well, it is part of the show. And again, I'm kind of part of the show and I'm just trying to talk to you. What's being weird?
Vanilla I got plans for what I want to do with that.
What do you want to do with that?
I got plans.
Okay, see, this is what I'm talking about. I am not the one being weird. I'm just making my point. Let's move on. Let's go to Steel Loyal. Vanilla Thunder is my spirit animal. Ay.
Thank you, Steel. Thank you. Vanilla appreciates that. I hear him right now saying that.
Good luck. Somber says this. Let's move on. LOL. I agree. Mike is getting irritated. I can see it in his face. Let's go to Corey. Corey says Superior Thunder is what he becomes after the Peruvian marching powder kicks in. Yeah, you've been real weird about this. I don't know what's going on with you. But let's get back to the defense, guys. Let's go to a few more things. Let's talk about Dalen Everett. He's standing out. He's turning heads. Some of the things describing Dalen Everett, I'm sorry, Mike. Of course, the Pittsburgh Steelers DB from the draft, Mike, turning heads at the OTA, standing out. This could be a huge help.
Oh, yeah.
Being a young kid, being able to maybe just be that much more help for the secondary, which you brought in from the free agency, what we had, and then adding a guy like him, Mike, that's really excelling. And again, this is just the general vibe from OTA so far is everything is rolling well. Everything is running like a well-oiled machine. And adding a guy like Dalen Everett, Mike, could be such a big help in the secondary for a couple of reasons. For one, you take a guy like James Pierre, who was turning into a big part of the defense, Mike. Yeah. He really stepped it up last season. If Dalen Everett is a young kid could come in and play to a certain level, you really hit on all your blocks in the secondary. Yeah. You hit at the safety position, you hit at the corner position, you hit at the nickel corner position. Again, you get a rookie like this to come in and play out of his mind. The secondary it could be beastie for this offense, for the defense. And also, Mike,
Yeah.
with that being said, you need your defense to be beastie, your secondary, if your offense is going to score more points, because that's you're going to get off the field more, and you're going to have to do more stopping them from keeping up with you. So again, Mike, this secondary and the work we put into it, and the signing of ASJ, and the signing and bringing in Jamel Dean and Brisker, Mike, there's a lot done. People, again, yes, there's a lot of things that I think that we should have addressed, maybe more in the middle of the defense, in the box. But for what we did with the secondary, I don't know if anybody did as much work that we did in the league on their secondary to improve. Mike, I'm really excited to see this group of guys playing as well.
Oh, me too. Like I liked that pick of Dalen Everett. He was one of the cornerbacks I was targeting. Wasn't my top choice, but he was in that mix of corners. There's like a handful of corners that I would have liked any of them, and he was one of them. This guy, he was making key plays in the biggest games of the season, down against some of the better teams in the country too, making key interceptions, fumbles, making key tackles, breaking plays up. The guy can play inside, he can play outside. I just wonder if they're going to just try and work him in one of those spots, or if they're going to try and have him be a jack of all trades, his first year here, to be like, hey, we need someone on the outside, you're going to go outside. We need someone for inside, you're going to go inside. You're going to rotate in and out. I kind of torn if I want him to specialize early or just be a jack of all trades early, but he has the ability to do whatever they want in that secondary. He can play man, he can play zone. Like I said, he's a guy who's always around the ball. Doesn't cheat you on effort. I think this guy's going to be a really good player, and I think him and Porter are going to turn out to be a really good tandem. One of the best tandems we've had in a long time around here.
And also, Mike, I'm going to keep it within the secondary. Earlier, we spoke briefly. We mentioned Jaquan Brisker. This also, Mike, Jaquan Brisker, excited about his role in the Steelers D this year. He said, Mike, they have so many different things that I'm going to be able to do. I'm going to be able to freely move around. You might even, who knows, see me at the linebacker position. This was said by Jaquan Brisker. So again, just a mix between the new players, the new coaching staff, the new scheme. There's just so much that my head's going to explode, that I can't wait to see what goes on with this team and how we're going to do certain things. And, at the end of the day, you see it like all coming together, and you don't want it to gradually fall apart. You want to just continue watching it get tighter and tighter and tighter as time goes on. And that's what we need to happen this season. We need all those things to come together. And it seems here on day 7 of the OTAs that things are going as planned. Again, Mike, you're hearing bad stuff from other places. Lamar just showed up at their OTAs the other day. Cleveland is Cleveland. Cincinnati. So again, people are having issues. Mike, again, yes, media PR is one thing, but at the end of the day, there's nothing really telling me that there's much concern. Everything is about learning. Everything's about, let's get going. Let's work hard. Let's make this better. And the players are in it. And here's the thing, say whatever you want about Coach T, there was certain things that people were able to be lax about. And because he was there for a long time. My point is this: you have a new guy coming in trying to prove himself, Mike, trying to make a name for himself in his home city where he was born, raised. This all together for me builds more chemistry for the guys on the team, the coaching staff. Let's do it for Coach. He's the new guy. I want to show off for him. I want to show out for him. I want to do this. And the coach is trying to do all those things to get them all right. It really feels like a good vibe to me. And again, like a lot of these other teams, I don't feel that. I'm trying to watch around and get a vibe.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that all bad teams are having bad vibes, but I'm just saying right now it's feeling good. And to be just a couple of days away from June, I'm really, really excited. I can't wait to get this thing rolling, Mike, because it seems like there's going to be some serious improvements. And again, we're here for adding 2 legit wide receivers to a wide receiving core that obviously just had 1 receiver last year is such a big part of this as well. So much stuff, Mike, happened this offseason. Say what you want. Omar Khan, in my opinion, is doing what he's being paid to do.
Oh, yeah, he's doing it really well. And it's a shame that a lot of Steeler fans and even like the national media are not actually looking at what him and Guido have done. Like
they're just saying, "Oh, there's this old coach who does it." They're really not digging into the details of it.
Yeah. Oh, you got Aaron Rodgers and Mike McCarthy. Oh, what are they doing? Oh, you got Jalen Ramsey. Like Jalen Ramsey's not the focal point of that secondary. You got here's the young guys in that secondary. Jaquan Brisker, who's entering his prime. JPJ, who's entering prime. Asante Samuel, before the neck injury, was entering his prime. It was a good corner. It showed really well last year that he might be 100% back. Dalen Everett's looking good. Eccles is sneaky good. Then you get to finally to the old guys. And, Elliott's coming back from injuries, but he's really not that old. Jalen Ramsey's the oldest one there, and he's not counted on being the number one guy in there. Hey, we need you to play like, a specialized linebacker spot, a specialized nickelback spot. And hey, more your brain for these young guys too. Like Porter and Pierre both said the old DB coach and Jalen Ramsey taught them a lot. So if Ramsey's going to keep passing knowledge on, and those guys are receptive to it, that defense, that secondary is going to get better. They're young, they're fast, they're athletic, they're hard hitters. That secondary is going to be nasty, bro. It's going to be nasty, and people are going to be surprised of how good that secondary is.
You know what? It just comes down. I hope you're right, man. I hope you're right. But a lot of time in the past, Mike, we sat on our hands and we said, you know what? We're going to let the next guy come up through the system, which, again, it's not a bad system if you do it correctly. However, I'm all for the way Khan has come in and shook things up. It's just, again, 10 years of not winning a playoff game. This is the time that you might want to do that if you haven't yet. So, again, I'm all for the shakeup. I like what I'm seeing so far. It doesn't seem like there's many things that I'm saying, no, that's not the case. So, again, I think Steeler fans, optimistic they always want their team to win, but all the time they are pretty damn real. For the most part, there's people that aren't, but for the most part, people are very real, Mike. And if they really feel that this is going to be an improvement, they'll let you know. And it's, again, Pittsburgh sports fans, football fans especially, they know their football. And again, there's certain things that you and I and the board will see that perhaps the national media doesn't see. So again, hopefully all these things continue to go in the right direction. Mike, I'm going to grab some messages and we're going to get to the offense here, the offensive part of the show. Let's jump back just a hair so I can get caught up here. Let's go right here to... Okay, right here. Steel Loyal, don't give Mark Malone fuel. Mark Malone runs on all different kind of fuel. You're going to have to be more specific than that. Let's go to Tortilla. Daddy Thunder. There you go, Daddy Thunder.
You guys are nuts.
Daddy Thunder and all of his secrets. Let's go to Tyrone says this. I told people about Everett called me crazy. I'm just always right, just like with Bernard. You know what? That's when you're right, you're right. And when you're right, you're right. Let's go to Tortilla. I'm glad I was able to get you guys to come around on JPJ. I told you he was the GOAT. You know the funny thing about JPJ? I mean, it was just once his name came up, you just kind of knew he was going to be a Steeler, didn't you? I just knew it. And there was no way he wasn't. I mean, there was Christian Gonzalez, I think, was out around that period of time. A couple other guys. But you just knew. You just knew he was going to be a Steeler. All right, let's scoot on right here. Mike, Steel Loyal says we got some hard hitters in the secondary. I know. I love it. And you got Deshaun Elliott coming back. He's a fucking hammer.
Oh, yeah, he is.
Mark Malone, Thunder building a killdozer. Maybe that's what he's doing. Maybe he's building a killdozer.
Or a dildozer.
A dildozer. I like that. Let's go to Mark Malone. He follows up by saying this really makes trading JPJ more likely. Steel Loyal said, I knew that was coming. Tyrone said, saw that coming, Mark. I'm good. I'm in a good mood. I'm not letting it get to me. Pay 20-4. And I agree. Pay 20-4. Tyrone, if anything, Eccles would get caught. And you know what? Eccles is even still in there. This is a name that I keep forgetting. He made plays last year. He intercepted passes. Yep. Brandon Eccles. Somebody that pretty much left my mind, Mike, and he's still back there.
Yeah, and he didn't play bad at all.
No, he played well.
He was a nice, sneaky addition.
Let's go to Steel Loyal in Mad. Okay, Tortilla says JPJ is getting traded to Miami. Steel Loyal responds to in Madden. Tortilla says shit, Madden probably won't even improve that one. Let's go Tyrone. He says, hurt my feelings. That hurt my feelings, Tortilla. Robert says, I watched the Killdozer as it happened on the local news from Denver. I had been through Kremlin tons of times before the Killdozer tore it up. Steel Loyal says, probably not, LOL, even on easy trades mode with that JPJ trade. Let's go here to Tortilla. He says, where did Tortilla go? I told y'all JPJ is the GOAT. If we would have listened to Tyrone, we would have never known that JPJ was any good, huh?
Hey, he brought us all to the altar of JPJ.
He enlightened us all. Tortilla, I told you JPJ. Go. Hand John says, am I the only one thinking all 10 draft picks make 53? You know what? By the makeup of it, possibly. I mean, not possibly. You're not the only one. Possibly this may happen, because I think who was it? Mike Nowakowski. We talked a little bit about last week where he might. I mean, he could be valuable. Rubio might be the one.
Rubio and the safety Jennings Spears
and Rubio. You're right. If anybody doesn't make it, I think either of those guys. Hand John. Steel Loyal says, I could see it, Hand John. Also, Tortilla, I was the only one who believed in JPJ. Right here, Steel Loyal says, yeah, I remember Tortilla. You had to convince Tyrone. Yes, remember that? Corey, don't drink that. Says, I like that the only real drama we've had is the quarterback position. Now that that's somewhat worked out, we could finally look ahead without major holes on the team. I agree. And Mike, as again things are looking better, you're not seeing Tater here as much anymore either. When he thought things were shitty and thought that we were all going to be crying, and as his fan base does constantly, he was here all the time. But now he realizes that things are looking better than they even did before. Little Tater, you're starting to see a little bit less Tater as time goes on.
They have nothing bad to talk about. They can't come in and talk shit on us.
Tyrone says, I converted all of you. It's okay. Let's go to Robert. Probably 8 out of the 10 make the 53 plus undrafted. Yeah, that's what, again, those couple of guys, Spears and Rubio. We'll see, though. Who knows? Steel Loyal. No, I believed in JPJ since he was born. You know what? I believed in JPJ when how old is JPJ now?
25, 26.
I believed in him back in the 90s. I said, this Joey Porter, one day he's gonna have a kid and he's gonna be our best cornerback. I bet you.
I believed in him when he was just a sperm cell.
Yeah. I believed in him when Joey was getting shot in the ass. Hand John, what does Hand John say? Mike Hand John says, I can see Lake McCree making it as a undrafted free agent, possibly. It's tough for the undrafted guys. It really is. Yeah. You really have to put on a clinic, man. You really do. Got to be something special. My man, what's up, Christopher? Always great seeing you, my friend, on the terrible board from South Florida. Chris says, happy Friday, fellas. I'm chilling on South Beach on a cocktail bar, drinking pina coladas and munching on a Diablo shrimp tacos with dragon sauce. I'm surrounded by beautiful. All right, I got to go. Right? I'm sitting here with Vanilla Thunder, the egomaniac. He's keeping secrets from everybody. You're there with hot chicks drinking alcohol and eating delicious shrimp. Yeah. Which one of us is living it up? Let's go to Chris. Chris says this in 2-piece swimsuits. My gosh, what a wonderful, joyful day, he says. I'm glad you don't have the headaches that I have. Let's continue on. Tyrone says this. I knew that whiteout verse place. Let's go here to Steel Loyal. Maybe it has something to do with Penn State. I'm guessing something to do with Penn State, maybe.
Oh, maybe the whiteout game versus Ohio State, I think.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Steel Loyal says 24. Tyrone says 25. And you know what? This has nothing to do with my friend from North Carolina, Steel Loyal. I'm going to take Tyrone's word here. I just am. Even if he's wrong, I have to say that I'm going to believe that he's 25. Because if he's not, I look it up real quick, Mike. I have to know.
Yeah. I'm going there now to the team site.
Because Tyrone, again, I just am. And
Of
again,
course,
not
now my
for,
computer wants to run slow.
and again, not for any other reason besides for that's Tyrone's dude. That's all.
25.
There you go. And he says, I'm never wrong. You weren't wrong. There we go, guys. Steel Loyal says just turned 25. Okay. All right. So we're there we go. 25. Gotcha, bro. Let's go here to Tortilla. I died and went to heaven, and JPJ was there and told me it wasn't my time. You had one of those NDEs. Steel Loyal, he's really entering his prime. I think that you're right. I really do. I think that you're right. Man, could you imagine? Man, he's the thing about JPJ, Mike, he's never let up a touchdown. Can you imagine if he puts together a year where he grabs 4 or 5 interceptions and does what he does? Yeah. I mean, come on, this guy is mad potential. He's going to get mad paid by the Steelers. And again, once he enters that cycle of Pro Bowls, Mike, he's going to be hard to get rid of. So the future of JPJ, I do believe, is great. Steel Loyal shaking my head, all that for nothing, LOL. And Cody says this, Mike, you would kill. Mike, you would kill for me to be your lawyer. I can argue with the best of them. I'm like Joe Pesci and my cousin Vinny. Mike, there you go. You're like Marissa Tomei to Cody's Joe Pesci.
Didn't Cody fail the open book safety exam at work?
Cody probably failed quite a few.
So I love you, Cody, but don't know if I trust you that much.
You see Cody up there representing you. Tyrone, y'all think he was good last year? Just wait till he's the best player on the team. And finally, Tortilla, Tyrone, and JPJ are my lawyers. Let's get to the offense, guys. Let's talk my quarterbacks. Again, is the big topic. So I'm just going to hit a couple of these, and then we're going to talk about a few other things. Mason Rudolph to the practice squad. Is this a possibility in your mind? Something that came up that I've seen recently. I for whatever reason, think that they will keep 4 quarterbacks. But let's just say, I mean, because, there's good word being brought up about Will Howard. He's looking great. As a matter of fact, he's the quarterback to be being talked about this week in OTAs. Drew Aller with the arm strength and what they want to do with him and him being such a project, maybe he could drop to the practice squad. But at the end of the day, what's the chances that Mason Rudolph drops to the practice squad, Mike?
I think he'd get picked up on waivers because you got to clear waivers first, and I think a team would snag him.
Do you think so? Do you think somebody would grab him?
I think a team would pick him up.
Maybe they see something that we haven't seen in 10 years.
He come in cheap, and no, he's a dependable backup, so we'll give him a shot. There's a whole hell of a lot worse quarterbacks out there than Mason Rudolph.
Absolutely.
So a team would be like, hey, we're going to strengthen our room. He's not going to come in and be a starter, but he's someone who can come in and be that number 2 guy on our roster. That's a lot better than our number 2 and a whole hell of a lot better than our number 3. I don't think he would clear waivers. I'm not saying there'd be a bidding war for him, but a team would pick him up and get him on the cheap.
See, I kind of have a different opinion. I don't think he's that good. I think he's sufficed for what he's done, and he did his job. And at the end of the day, I don't know. I don't think people see. I don't know. Again, who knows? He may get picked up, he might not. But at the end of the day, if he does drop to the practice squad, that in fact will be something that we'll be paying close attention to. But to me, Mike, he never really turned into an NFL quarterback. He was very systematic. You could tell he was looking for certain reads every time he dropped back. Never really looked like he was trying to make plays where a good quarterback would. A quarterback could go off the plan and make stuff happen. He was never that guy. He was always right by the system, right by the and you've seen that when he played again. So for that reason, that makes him, I guess, a good backup quarterback. So perhaps they see that. But in my opinion, I have no problem with losing Mason Rudolph at the end of the day, especially, you have a couple young quarterbacks you want to be a part of your team. At some point, you have to throw them to the wolves. And you know what? If it's time for Will Howard to be that guy, it's time. If it's time for Al or whatever the case may be. But again, just brought up the other day, and it never even crossed my mind, Mike, about Mason Rudolph possibly being moved to the practice squad. But that would be interesting to keep an eye on if that would be the case.
Yeah, I don't think it would happen for him. And have a feeling that team would definitely Drew Aller's not going to the practice squad because you have to more or less cut them and clear waivers. That ain't happening. Will Howard, maybe it would be the other two, like him or Mason. But I have a feeling they're going to try to move a quarterback.
All right, interesting, Mike. A few more things. They'll definitely be talking about moving a quarterback if this name keeps being talked about, Mike. Brandon Sorsby, the supplemental draft this summer. Why? Why do the Steelers keep getting connected to this kid, Mike? This Brandon Sorsby from Cincinnati, Texas Tech, wherever the hell his problem is. He was gambling. Mike, why are we so connected to the this name, Brandon Sorsby, when being talked about by any media right now? Because we only have 15 quarterbacks. I'm sure we need more.
Yeah, because Aaron Rodgers is old, and no one in the media has any faith in Will Howard or Drew Aller to be the quarterback. So, Sorsby's the guy. He was talked about as a first round pick coming for next year.
They're saying even a
in
second,
2027. So, but remember, Drew Aller in 2024 was talked about being a first round pick and coming in through the 2025, 2026
and
season.
That guy wasn't even a good quarterback.
It wasn't a good quarterback. He didn't get picked on the third round. So it's just, Steelers need a quarterback, obviously. Never mind the fact that they invested a third round pick in a quarterback.
Which is crazy for a guy that they have to tear down and build completely back up.
Exactly. And do you think the Steelers are going to waste a pick in the supplemental draft on another project quarterback who is involved in a gambling scandal? Do you think that's going to do? Does that scream Pittsburgh Steeler?
Well, I mean, in the last 10 years, I think it would have screened Pittsburgh Steeler very well. So maybe this is a good sign for us if they don't even touch it, right?
Like they would never touch this guy with a 10-foot pole with a gambling scandal. And, you saw Calvin Ridley suspended for an entire year. You've seen other guys getting busted for gambling, getting suspended for a year. No,
Mike, should these guys not get a chance just because they made a mistake? Should Jalen Carter have not got a chance because he had an accident that killed somebody? Should a lot of the other players that have incidences before they should they not have another chance because they made a mistake?
You get a second chance, but it's funny where you see the league draw lines and stuff.
Yeah,
like gambling is a big one because you start getting gambling in, then you start getting the eyes of the government looking on you, and the NFL doesn't want to lose their antitrust status. They're going to do whatever they can to protect themselves from that eye and that overreach. And gambling's one thing that they are very serious about. And this kid cost himself a lot of money.
Will Howard, Mike, exceeding expectations. Tom Arth gushes about Will Howard at OTAs this week. Again, another good sign. This is kind of something I'm just kind of putting in that good vibes category. Yeah. I'm not putting a whole lot of stock into it as an individual story because, again, at the end of the day, we don't, it is what it is. But right now, Mike, Tom Arth gushing. The fact that they use the word gushing tells me that it's good because I would never say I'm gushing about anything. It would have to be really special in order for me to say that I'm gushing about something, Mike.
Yeah, it's a very good sign that he's playing well because that's only going to be better for the team. And like you said, I hope he does well. I hope he is way ahead of schedule, looking good. So then, therefore, okay, we can start making moves with a Mason Rudolph or a team. Like, hey, you guys really, how good's Howard doing? And we'll offer you the X round pick for him. Okay, hey, here you go. Thanks. Now our quarterback room's cleaned up. No, we know what we're going to want to do in the future. Stuff like that. But I saw some of the practice footage. He looks better than he did in college. His throwing motion, both of them do, and both being Howard and Aller. But Howard was looking kind of sharp in those drills that we saw. You can see why, certain teams liked him for their system and how he would fit in. So I'm happy he's exceeding expectations. That's good. I mean, this guy, missed a lot of a training camp last year, and you can tell he's itching to get back out there.
All right, Mike, Roman Wilson. This is what I was looking for before. Roman Wilson, thankful to have Aaron Rodgers here early this off season. after 2025 struggle. So again, this is just a player that didn't succeed last year, and he may have if the quarterback would have been available to participate with him and practice with him more. So again, Mike, just another good thing being said out of camp this year. The young players appreciating the fact that their quarterback, their team leader, is here actually and present, which again, in my opinion, is a big thing with the football team early. So again, Mike, that is the news on the quarterback room and such. Let's talk about the offensive line. Broderick Jones doing a bit more in practice this week in the OTAs, coming along. Lost a lot of weight, he did.
Yeah.
Broderick Jones did, Mike. But as I said, he's doing more at practice. What in the hell is going to be the resolve at the end of the day with Broderick Jones? I mean, we're building this offensive line. Is he setting himself up for failure? Is he trying to get better, to improve, to get back to health, to come back to a line that's already going to be built by the time he comes back? Is he going to have to start eyeballing teams to call, maybe have his agent look around to try to maybe find some work for him? What's going to be the final destination for Broderick Jones when it's all said and done? Because the timing is off. We don't know where he's going to be healthy. We don't know when he's going to be healthy. Again, he's doing more this week at OTAs, and this is the last week of May. They don't start playing football until September. What's going to be what ultimately happens with Broderick Jones when it's said and done?
I think he lands on the PUP list and then the IR. And right now, they're working him within his medical clearance of what he can and cannot do. And it's nice to see he's being able to do a little bit more as, from last OTAs to this OTAs, it seems like he's doing a whole hell of a lot more comparatively what he's doing. He's actually doing lighter drills with the team. And the weight loss is concerning, but you got to figure he's probably not being able to lift as much weight as, he's used to doing. He's going to lose weight there. And I think he's going to end up on the practice squad, or not practice squad, excuse me, the PUP list, and then the IR. The team's going to keep him around, let him do what he can do, and then see how he does, see how he bounces back. So keep him around in the facility, see how he works through that injury. If he does get healthy enough to where he would eventually be able to play, see how he starts getting that weight back on. He can't do drills, but see how he does all through training camp, through those drills. And if you're liking the improvement that you're seeing, maybe sign up for a minimal 1-year deal, tryout type deal. And like you said, though, too, he would be smart to have his agent putting feelers out at the end of the year to other teams. Like, hey, I'm of a full bill of health. Let's bring me in for some visits.
Mike, that's interesting. And again, Brian Baldinger believes the Steelers can have a top 5 offensive line, Mike. So again, at the end of the day, Broderick Jones is just kind of in a limbo state. And it's, at the end of the day, it was because of his performance in the past. And now it's not because of his performance. He's dealing with this injury. So how that plays out with him, we will find out, Mike. But again, a top 5 offensive line really bodes well for the Pittsburgh Steelers if that ends up being the case, because if you have a top offensive line, Aaron Rodgers is going to be just fine. Our running back room is going to be just fine. Wide receivers are going to get time to get theirs, and tight ends alike, Mike. So, again, a top 5 offensive line, which we don't know. At the end of the day, it might be 23. We don't know. But, right now it's potentially going to be a better line and always constantly improving, building on those solid pieces like Frazier and Fatanu, Mike. I'm really looking forward to seeing this offensive line this season.
Baldy, he loves that trio of Frazier, McCormick, and Fatanu. Like, it seems like anytime I find him on any type of social media posting clips, he has those 3 guys in there, and he's just drooling over what they are doing now and what they can do in the future.
Talking about the tight end, Mike Nowakowski at tight end is doing more than fullback. He's doing tight end and fullback. They've been playing a little bit of everywhere, kind of like what they're doing with Benton on the other side of the ball. Everybody's just getting an opportunity to do different things. There's different ideas, different things are being placed in some strategies. And again, just really exciting, Mike, on to see what this team is going to do. Who knows? We might be blown away. We might think to ourselves, geez, oh man, what the hell have we been watching for the past 5, 6, 7 to 10 years? Just to see all these different things happening, and especially if they're successful, I think a lot of Pittsburgh Steelers fans will be super pumped this year.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me that Nowakowski's playing, in both those spots. He was officially listed as fullback, but you've kind of figured he'd be doing some tight end work as well, and that's where he made his bread and butter in Indiana, was doing those dirty roles as that extra fourth, fifth tight end type guy coming in the primary fullback, and he's a glue guy too, a good locker room guy from everything I've read. I think he's going to be a fun piece to watch.
Finally, Mike, on the offense, and then we are going to get to the board for the duration of the show. Let's talk about this right here. Roman Wilson. Mike McCarthy says this about Roman Wilson: has had a great off season. Of course, worked with the route god. Of course, Mike staying after practice later than everybody to work catching balls out the jug machine. Mike, Roman Wilson, true or false, will have a totally different season this year than last.
True. I was high on Rowan since we drafted him. I want to see him reach that potential. I was watching some of the clips of the receiver drills, and he looks so crisp and smooth. And some of the drills they were doing, he looked a little bit, his footwork, looked faster and better than the two big dogs on the team. Maybe just because he's a little guy, but he looked really crisp in the drills. And it's, translate that out onto the field, gain that trust back from Rodgers, gain that trust in McCarthy and Arth to where they're going to get you involved in this offense. Because I think the kid's not going to be like something special, but he can see he has NFL potential. We saw it in flashes last year. I just want to see it more consistently and let put those past years behind you, man. This is a new year, slate wiped clean. Get out there and play. I think he's gonna have a good year, man. He looks good.
We got a true and a false. Ty says false. I'm sure that's probably because he's an Ohio State guy, but then also true from Steel Loyal on the board as well. Tortilla says Roman Wilson can easily be like Calvin Austin III. Let's get to the board, guys. It's time to get to you and hear everything that you just have to say in today's show on the Terrible Board. We find out where we were, and I think we're going to get a lot of good stuff here. I'm never wrong. He's entering his prime. We did get that. Tyrone and JPJ were my lawyers. I think that was the last one we got. Right here, Tyrone says, yes, sir, we got you. Didn't do it. You was on Tater Couch. He was on a Tater Couch. Let's go to Tortilla. Nah, I did it. Never mind. Cody says this. Even when I'm wrong, I'm right. Even when I'm wrong, I may be right, because if I'm right, I could have been wrong, which still makes me right.
With logic like that, you know what? You're hired.
Steel Loyal says, I got two words. Roman Wilson. Cody follows that up with a boo. Tyrone says Roman on the practice squad too. Again, I'm starting to wonder if this is how Ty really feels, or if it's just that the Big Ten. You know what? I got to be honest with you. I don't see this between anybody else besides Big Ten people. They really have a grind with each other when it comes to their football teams. And I don't know if that's part of what's going on. But Tyrone is saying Roman's at the practice squad. Let's go here to Robert. Robert says Mason, Aller, or Howard would likely get picked off. Absolutely. And that's why it was, a topic. Like, what would happen? Are they going to keep four? You're going to put one down? Somebody going to get picked up? I more than likely would go after one of the younger guys if I was another team. Mason wouldn't be my guy. That's just me personally. I'm not saying that everybody should feel the way I do. I just don't. I've never been impressed with Mason. He's very by the book, which is fine. But I like a guy that can think. You need to have it between your ears if you're going to be a successful quarterback, and that's what I don't see from him. Let's continue on right here. Still Loyal. Keep dreaming, Tyrone. LOL. We all know you hate Roman. What's up, Truth Thong? Great to see you back on a Terrible Board. As always, Truth Thong says the problem is with Caleb Johnson. He's just slow. I'm still waiting to see it myself, dude. I'm still waiting to see what all the hype was about. And, and I talked to somebody the other day, and they're like, I was talking about that kickoff, the muff up, and they're like, he never returned a kickoff in college. Again, my point is with that, who cares?
You see a live ball, you touch it.
You still know the rules of football, don't you? Well, I'd like to see him impress me a little bit more this year, Mike. Definitely was not a big Caleb guy when it was all said and done last year.
Me either.
Steel Loyal says 21.9 miles per hour is slow. I can tell you what, it's not slow, but it's certainly a lot faster than Mike is. I can tell you that. Let's go to Hanjon. Hanjon says no quarterback will be put on the practice squad till after the season starts. Training camp injuries across the league will prevent that. Tortilla says Roman was on the Kuntz podcast. He's making the roster. I did see he was on the podcast there with Kuntz. Also, let's go right here. Steeler Sheik. Sheiky baby, my man, all the way from the Middle East. He says this: we want Howard as QB2. He makes some big plays with Ohio State. And here's the thing: some guys come into the league as backups with less experience than somebody like Will Howard. You know, again, he's been with the team for a year now. Was injured. He did win a national championship in college. So, I mean, there's second string guys that come in knowing a lot less that are thrown into the wolves. At what point do we let these guys off their teats? At least him for a lot of those excuses. Let's go here to Truth Thong. Says Caleb Johnson has cement feet. Messing with the mafia. Let's go here to Robert. Robert says Sorsby to the CFL or the UFL's Houston Gamblers. And don't forget, tune into the UFL this week, Mike. This is week 10, the final week of the regular season for the UFL this weekend. Hanjon says, honestly, difficult for any quarterback to be put on there unless they were undrafted free agent. Tortilla says, Caleb Johnson is faster than Insane Bolt.
He said Insane Bolt.
Let's go here to Mark Malone. Mark Malone says, anybody know when he had the vertebrae fused?
I haven't seen the date.
I recall when it happened, but I don't remember what the date. I remember reading about when it went down. Mark Malone says injured in first part of December. I remember when it happened, but I don't know. Tortilla says this is vertebrae is too confused to fuse your eared. Hanjon says sometime after week 12. Hanjon also says the exact date has never been made public. Yeah, I remember when it was going down. Steel Loyal, he said true. This is about Roman Wilson. He says he will have a different season. Like it'll be totally different than it was last year with Tyrone. He's saying false. That's not going to be the case. Aaron Jade says this on Monday, the 20th of July. Is anyone up for a meeting in the Strip District for a bite to? Yes. As a matter of fact, I am. I've been wanting to get to the Strip District for a while. I need to get me some new T-shirts, Mike, as football season's just right around the corner. And new players coming. I know that always got good selection, good stuff up in the Strip, Mike. So maybe that wouldn't be a bad time to go up. 20th of July. Keep that in mind. I'll write it down in my notes. It'd be awesome, Aaron. Let's go here to Steel Loyal. Tyrone doesn't want Roman to succeed. He is the ultimate Roman hater. Tortilla, we did get this one. Roman can easily be like Calvin Austin III. Still loyal just because he went to Michigan. I think that's what it is.
I think that's it.
I think that's what it is.
Like, I'm a Penn State guy, but I want Roman to succeed even though he did go to Michigan.
Yeah. Let's go here to Steel Loyal. That's exactly what it is. Tortilla says Bitchigan. Michigan seems to be the one that's rising out of the crop there, the cream of the crop. And they're winning football championships, basketball championships. I think Ohio State needs to back down a little bit. They're certainly getting beat by Michigan in the big picture. But that's just my opinion. Sorry, Ty. Just looking at it from an outsider's view. I'm looking at it from an outsider's view. Let's go to Cody. Cody says Roman Wilson scored on JPJ. Cody will not let us forget that.
No, he will not.
Ty says, no, it's because he's fucking sucks. No, it's because he fucking sucks. Okay. As long as you know what, if that's the argument, that's cool with me, man. Let's go here to what do we go and see? Steel Loyal. Steel Loyal says Tyrone seriously hates Roman for real. Ty says I hate Roman because he sucks. Waste of pick. You know what? If he ends up being a waste of pick, and I'll hate him too. If he, like some other guys that just come and I don't know, you would rather see something else happen. Let me continue. Let's go over here. Corey says, remember when Pickens mossed it over JPJ's head in practice and then put the ball in his face? I would have retired. I do remember very early on for JPJ, of course. Let's also go here to Somber. Somber says these mofos were yapping about Roman in the group chat yesterday for like 2 hours, going back and forth.
That's when you just got to mute the group chat.
Roman, Steel Oil says Roman did that to JPJ too. Let's go to Ty. Ty says, don't drink that. Corey, that was a good catch. It happens. I want to see that matchup in a real game. Well, you know what? It won't this year unless we go to the Super Bowl. Mark Malone, crazy thing is Roman will likely be a Steeler longer than JPJ. Let's go here to Tortilla. Tyrone isn't allowed in Rome. Tyrone is not allowed in Rome. Tyrone says Roman got 1 catch on JPJ and 1,000 reps.
Tyrone does not recognize the existence of the city of Rome or the Roman Empire.
You're right. Roman has more catches than JPJ. Ty also says, Roman sucks. He's not good. Never will be good either. Steel Oil says fake fan. Let's go here to Tortilla. Tortilla says this. That's a weird way to say you hope he does better. Tyrone says, I actually like the pick. He even texted my friends that Michigan fan said we was getting one damn. He lied to me. Getting a good one, maybe. I think he might have been saying.
Yeah,
but
getting a good one.
All right. Let's continue on. Let's go to Ty. Ty also says this. Mikey says, so after last year, I lost complete faith in that bum. The thing about him was he didn't do bad. He did well. He caught every pass that was thrown to him. I mean, there was a pass that was thrown, I can remember, out on the left sideline. It was short. It kind of short-hopped him.
Yeah.
And then, of course, that late fumble in the season. But I can't say that I thought that he played bad. I just didn't think he really had that much of a chance because I think Pat Freiermuth is a lot better of a player than what you've seen last year. And he just wasn't given the chance for whatever reason. So these two guys, I mean, if they get the chance, I think that they could both be potential playmakers in this offense. And Mike, I think certainly kind of a top-heavy wide receiver room, if you will. You got the two guys that are your starters, your 1 and your 2. Then beyond that, I mean, you have a rookie. We're expecting a lot from him. We hope for a lot from him. But at the end of the day, the guy's never played a snap in the pros. So between that and Roman, who has very little playing time, it's a top-heavy wide receiver room. So with that being the case, I want to see Pat Freiermuth being involved more, along with Darnell Washington, of course, along with Roman Wilson, just to kind of even it out across the board and keep the defense guessing and honest and on their heels. And at the end of the day, it's going to get more looks for the bigger guys, your 1s and your 2s, if these other guys are more involved as well. So hopefully Roman and Pat Freiermuth can be more involved in the offense. And again, it's not by any fault of their own that they weren't, as far as I know. So again, hopefully that is something that we do see this year moving forward. Let's go to right here. Tortilla says this Michigan players take about 5 to 10 years. Let's see the paying out. Let's go to Somber. Somber says I keep keeping receipts of all these Steelers haters stockpiling screenshots like Rolodex. Somber. Steel Loyal, same here. Somber. Mark Malone, dunker. Get a dunker tee. Maybe I'll get a dunker tee up in the strip. If I listen, I'm leaning toward it, Aaron. So if you are going, keep in touch or email us or do something. But keep me posted. I will. I'll meet you up there. Go up and have something. Grab something to eat. A couple drinks. Grab me a dunker T-shirt, perhaps. In July, and that's getting awfully close, Mike. That's getting awfully close.
It's creeping up on us, brother. It's creeping.
Let's go to Corey. Corey, don't drink that. Of course, says this out. Tyrone. Oh, I know, but the internet is ruthless. It's like if a grown man jumped over me in a game, I would jump up into the Allegheny, never to be seen again. Let's go to Ty. Ty says this. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, Tyrone. Tyrone says this. It has nothing to do with Michigan, LOL. I could care less. He went there. The fact is he's not good, and get him out of there next year. And the thing is, if he fails, Mike, I want it to be on his own merit.
Yeah.
I want Roman to come in and fail. I want him to come in and suck, if that's going to be the case. You know what I mean? I don't want it to be because he didn't get opportunity. I just it stinks for him as an individual.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What if you hadn't got a job with the? Let me ask some. Maybe somebody called you up, Mike. They said, "Hey, listen, we like you. Come work at our radio station." And you go, and they're like, "Okay, we'll just hang out for a while." And then a year later, they're like, "Well, we really don't have any room for you, so we're going to let you go." I want to at least see him make his own mistakes. If that's going to be the reason, if he's not going to be on the team, I want it to be by his own merit, Mike. And again, not go how it went last year, because at the end of the day, as far as doing his job. He did his job.
Yeah.
The fumble wasn't ideal, but you know what? We're not trading off Caleb Johnson just yet, and I thought his play was even stupider. So
Yeah.
at the end of the day, I want it to be on his own merit if he does in fact shit the bed and get cut or whatever.
Yeah, same here. Like you want to see a player fail, see, like you said, on their own merit, and hopefully he gets a chance to prove us wrong this year.
Right.
Or actually, hopefully he proves me right, because I think he can do well. But you know what I mean, like prove the haters wrong. I think this is the offense to do it. This is the coaching staff to do it, and this is the quarterback to do it. You know, he's saying and doing all the right things now this year. Sometimes it might take longer for guys to realize like what it takes to succeed in the NFL level, because these guys have been the best of the best their entire lives. And now they're at the pinnacle of it. They're thinking, okay, I can just keep doing what I do. And no one holds your hand in the NFL. You got to figure shit out on your own. People will give you advice. People make comments to you. But, are you mature enough to realize, like, oh, they're trying to help me. They're not trying to be assholes or haters. And maybe that's what he needed. And now he's finally healthy. And he's going to new coaching staffs. Everything's wiped clean. And maybe it's this year he puts it all together. I'm rooting for him because I think he's going to be a fun player if he can produce the way we think he can produce.
All right, let's move on the board. Let's go right here to Robert. Robert says, yes, this will be a different season for Roman Wilson. Last year was the 2025 season. This year will be the 2026 season. Again, hopefully, because again, in his rookie year, he didn't play. He had the injury. His second year, he didn't play for whatever reason. So again, this is huge, a huge season for Roman. But again, from what I've seen, Mike, I don't know. He could be just fine. So we will see.
Yeah.
Let's go to Corey. Don't drink that. Or if a dude juked me and I fell off, I'd go down and tie my cleat to play it off. Absolutely. Let's go. Where do we go here? I think I skipped ahead a little bit. All right. Aaron, what's up? Aaron Jade says this. I will remind you once in June. And yeah, please do. Please do. In July, it will be awesome to meet you and hopefully some Steelers. Yeah, man, for sure. Yes. Please keep me posted. Hand John says this, though. Just claim it was AI. Solomon Steele. Let's go here to Tyrone. Tyrone says, y'all keep them screenshots. LOL won't save you. Tortilla says this. Tyrone will say it's AI, then after say he told us. Cody says this. The reason I dissed Penn State, if you go back and look at the NFL All-Stars that came out there recently, there is no reason they shouldn't have got a championship. Have they ever had a quarterback ever at Penn State? If Kerry the best Collins. Quarterback ever is Kerry Collins, that really proves my point.
Yeah. Right? Like we've had some really good, really some really good players recently come through, and you're like, why aren't either university winning more? It's frustrating. You see these guys go into pros and have really good careers. Like Pitt's had a lot of Hall of Famers recently come through. And you're just like, I don't even like Pitt.
More than anybody in the whole country.
Yeah, and I feel frustrated for Pitt fans because you're watching some of the greatest players of all time come through, and you can't win diddly poo. And that's how I feel at Penn State, watching some really good talent come through, and we can never pull it off.
And we're doubling up on you guys. You guys better get some Hall of Famers out of
Penn State. It's getting like
we're literally doubling you this year.
I know.
Let's continue on the board, though. Let's go to Somber. Somber says, already have enough, to be honest. Tyrone said, just like last year with JPJ, y'all wasn't that high on him, but now you are. Let's go here to Steel Loyal. I never said that about JPJ. LOL. Tortilla says, if Roman still wore number 10, he'd suck, but since he's wearing 14, he's going to have a breakout season. You know what? And I hope that's the case. I really did. The thing is, at the end of the day, like him or hate him, I need every one of these guys to succeed. All 53 guys.
Yeah.
To make this roster, Mike. And also, just a short side note, they are bringing the roster cut down back a little bit this year. It's going to be right after the very last preseason game.
Yeah.
It's taking a few days off of what it used to be. I think it used to go a little bit further, but I was reading it. The cutoff day for a 53-man roster is just after the final preseason game concludes. So that is brought back a little bit. Never really affects us, but that is just something that I read this morning. Let's continue down here. Still Loyal. He says this. He says, I've been high on him for a while. Somber says, yeah, after his best year, LOL, go figure. Tyrone says, I was hit before all of you. Steel Loyal says, you didn't even know me until last year, Tyrone. Somber says, so you can't say that. Or I'm sorry, Somber says, and only you care, Tyrone. And Steel Loyal says, you can't say that. I'm sorry. Tortilla says this. Tyrone would tell me JPJ's the GOAT at Taco Bell in 06. In 06, Mike. And then, of course, see, the Taco Bell gives me problems all the time on this board.
It does too. I knew you were going.
It's always that Taco Bell.
It is too.
Tortilla says, I have proof. He says, I have proof. Let's continue on the board. Han John says, is anti-liker the same as a hater?
No.
That's a good question. That's like the to be or not to be.
Yeah, it's kind of like the middle of the road.
Ty says, I'm just not convinced. Tortilla says, you like aunties, huh? Steel Loyal played a total of like 30 snaps. I'm just not convinced. Steel Loyal Tyrone, come on, bro. Steel Loyal also says, your haterade is leaking. Tyrone says this exactly. Y'all live in La La Land. Ty also says this guy's where me. I keep it realistic. He ain't that guy. Of course, about Roman Wilson still. Steel Loyal Tyrone dipped haterade all over his JPJ jersey.
Like swimming in it.
Tortilla says this. She said Bernard is going to be wide receiver 1, but Wilson can't develop. Steel Loyal said realistic. How about Tortilla says, I'm sorry, Somber. Somber's next on the list. Somber says, just like when you called Bernard a bum before you fell in love with him. LOL.
Bernard just needed the makeover that you see in the rom-coms. That's all he needed. Take the glasses off, put the hair down. Tyrone fell in love.
Tyrone says, never call B. Ty says, Bernard a bum. Stop the crap. Mark Malone, it's not like he's been Lima sweeting it up. Somber, let me open my Rolodex. So Somber, he keeps records, man. Tyrone, Cooper Jr. and Bernard, the two that I wanted. Followed up by saying, I said plenty of times Vega or Bernard or Cooper, Rutledge. At some point, I think that we probably mentioned every single wide receiver before the draft. It was somebody that we could possibly that we would take. And you know what? It's real easy to do when you have nothing. When we had no wide receivers, Mike, everything looks good at that point. So I'm sure we all probably like somebody that we would go back and say, you know what? But I'm happy. I'm happy with what we have. To be honest, Tyrone, it was, for fuck's sake, just Cooper Jr. Cody says Parsons, JPJ Brisker, Abdul Carter, Tyler Warren, Pat Fryermuth. You should have easily had a top 3 defense.
Coulda, shoulda, woulda.
Let's go here. Tyrone. Moving. There we go. Tyrone says this. I was higher on Cooper Jr. than anyone in the second, but I said Bernard. Cody said Barkley. That might be your next hope for the Hall of Fame, Mike, is Barkley.
Yeah, he's the closest one we have right now. And if he keeps playing the way he has been, he has a pretty good case.
And the thing is, he's still in the middle of his career, plus a 5-year wait. So, it's going to be a while before that even happens. Yeah. So we will wait on that. But let's go here. Cody, y'all suck. Let's go Tortilla. I know when it was when Steve Smith dropped his video on Bernard is when he wanted Bernard. Tortilla says before that he didn't care for him. Last couple here, Mike. Steel Loyal says I sent Steven Smith video in the GC and got y'all hip. I'm a flex like Tyrone. And finally, Tyrone says this. No, when we drafted him, I was hyped. Stop the cap. Mike, why don't you tell everybody about the website?
The Dum Yinzers.com. Check it out, everyone. You know what's over there. We got some articles over there. We got all of our social media links for Ryan and I are over there. And if you're into that sort of thing too, we also have a merch store. Easy for me to say. So check it out at the2dumyinzers.com.
Tyrone says I watched all the wide receivers in this draft, laughed my ass off. I knew we needed wide receiver. Do go check out the website, everybody. www.the2dumyinzers.com. That's www the2dumyinzers.com. Lots of cool stuff over there. Go check it out today. Today's trivia question, Mike. Today's trivia question is going to be, it's going to be kind of fun in a way. A little bit we joked about your vanilla face and your chocolate lightning rod, and even Cody, the Mexican manager, Mike. But this is going to be the day that we talk about nicknames. Today we're going to stick with nicknames for the trivia part of the show. So put on your thinking caps at home. Put on your thinking caps on the board, Mike. You even put on your thinking cap. This is the trivia of the day. It is about nicknames for Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, what I'm going to do, Mike, I'm going to give you 5 names. If you could get 3 of them correct,
Okay.
you get this answer correct.
Okay.
You got to get 3 of 5. Do you want the let me look at what they are. All right, I'll give you the nickname. You give me the player.
Okay.
I'm going to give you 5 nicknames. Okay. You give me the player, and you got to get 3 out of 5 to get this right. Number 1, the nickname. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Number 1, the first nickname is First 48. First 48 was this player's nickname that played for the Steelers. You got to get 3 out of 5 to get this right. I'm going to give you 5 nicknames. I need the 5 Steelers. Mike, the very first one, First 48. You can pass and come back to it if you like.
I'm going to pass.
All right, let's go to the second. I'm seeing answers come up on the board, which is probably going to help Mike, but that's okay.
No, I have it closed down. I have the chat closed down.
All right, put a mirror up to it so I can see, because I don't believe you. I think sometimes you say that to make me think that the thing's not up, but I'm going to provide you a mirror from now on, and you can turn it on the video on the screen next time. But let's continue on. Number two on the list. We're passing on that. We'll come back to it. Number 2. The torpedo.
Oh God, no chat. Chat is up. No chat is up. Oh my God.
All right, are you paying attention? Did you catch that name? All right, go ahead.
Ooh. What was it?
Oh no! See, you were supposed to be paying attention. You were playing games.
You said the torpedo. Ryan Clark.
The torpedo. Ryan Clark is incorrect.
Ooh.
It was Donnie Shell.
Donnie Shell nice.
Was the torpedo.
I knew it was a hard hitting safety.
All right, so that's 2, Mike. We're going to go back to the first one. Number 3. Mad Dog.
Dwight White.
Dwight White. Is that your final answer?
Yes.
That is correct. So you have 1 right and 1 wrong. Let's go to the next. Hollywood Bags. Hollywood Bags. Who was Hollywood Bags?
Is that LC? Greenwood?
LC Greenwood. Is that your final answer?
Yeah.
That is correct. You got 2 right. So I have 1 more player and then a go back, Mike. So you got 2 so far. All you need is 1 more to get the answer correct. You ready?
Yep.
How about this? How about I give you a little bit of a softball here. The Hammer. The Hammer.
Jack Ham.
Jack Ham. And is this your final answer?
Final answer.
That is correct. You did get 3 out of 4, Mike. Let me ask you your 5th. It's the comeback one to the very first question, the very first player and nicknames. The First 48. First 48 was the player with this nickname. Who was it?
Eric Green.
That is incorrect, Mike. It was Bud Dupree. And the board would have definitely helped you out. They all got that pretty early just because he was number 48.
Oh, that's a good one.
So, Mike, you got 3 out of 5.
Yeah.
You did win. You got it correctly.
Yeah.
Mike, the First 48, of course, Bud Dupree. The Hammer, Jack Ham, which I figured it was a Penn State guy. That would be a nice one for you. Yeah. The Torpedo was Donnie Shell. The Mad Dog, Dwight White. Hollywood Bags, LC Greenwood, because he was flashy. And finally, Mike, I had one for a tiebreaker, which I think that you would have got. It was going to be a simple one, Mike. Would you have known who Big Play is?
Big play.
Yeah.
Willie Gay.
All right, so there you go, Mike. You did. You succeeded. You got a passing grade. Great job. That was today's trivia was nicknames because again, today was the theme was nicknames, Mike. Because again, talking about the videos earlier in the show, the Vanilla Thunder, all this stuff. You did get that correctly. Great job, everybody on the board. Great job as well. Cody says Jimmy Coffee Cake. To the bathroom you go. Let's grab a couple of these messages, Mike, before we do get ready to start rounding third. We really are rounding third here on the show. Let's grab a few of these messages before we do get to the point of the end. Let's go right here. Tortilla. I only like to tortas and cops. I only like to tortas and cops. Somber says that's true. Tortilla. Tortilla. Christine both picked Bud Dupree on the first 48. Loyal also, he says Bud Dupree was 48, so I'm assuming it was him. Cody says James Woods. Tortilla says Rashard Mendenhall. I think Robert said LC Greenwood. He was correct also. Steel Loyal. Ty, great show you. Hey, man, my man, have a great weekend, sir. Thank you as always. Have a good one. Stay safe, and we'll see you on Monday. Cody, Jimmy Coffee Cake. Somber said, I think I showed Tyrone Bernard highlights in the Discord back in December. Steel Loyal says, probably LOL. I know I've sent that Steve Smith video. He start liking them. Steve Austin, Cody says, Stone Cold, that would have been Steve Miller. Also Steel Loyal and Somber. He says, yeah, he wasn't high on him at first. All good. We all know. LOL. Guys, it's a lot of things going on this weekend, especially if you are here from the Berg. A lot of our teams, Mike, is going to be back at it. Of course, both of our soccer teams. The Gals played last night with the win. They'll be back at it in a few days. But, Mike, the Riverhounds, they do host the Miami FC team tomorrow. That's at 7 o'clock. Plus, our women football players, my favorite team, Mike, the Pittsburgh Passion, they are starting their first they play their first home game. And then the first of 3 in a row tomorrow against the Tampa Bay Inferno. That is a 6 o'clock game, the home opener for the Passion. Go ladies. I'm really looking forward to it. And as I said, if I don't get up there for this one, they are on YouTube. So check out the Passion play tomorrow at 6 o'clock. NBA also going on through the weekend. NHL. Pittsburgh Pirates starting the series against the Twins today. This is a 6:45 start. We will see Jared Jones on the hill, Mike, making his return tonight against the Twins.
I'm pumped for that, Jared Jones, man. He was looking really, really good before that injury.
Absolutely. And all kind of UFL football, Mike. This is week 10. So if you were going to start watching, this is when it gets good. Week 10, then playoffs next week, and then the championship. So if you want to catch any of the UFL, do get into it now because it won't be much longer till it's done. But, Mike, and again, once it's done, we're halfway through June, and that just tells me we're this close. We're this close to camp. So, guys, we're all about it. And if you are going to be watching sports this weekend, it's warm. It's summer. Stop and get yourself some Duquesne Pilsner for the weekend, Mike. It is available in 6 and 12 packs at Giant Eagle and in cases wherever cases are sold. The people at Duquesne Pilsner are always good to us, so we try to do good by them here on the show, Mike. We always have this beer on tap for every event at the studio, made right here in Pittsburgh, and it says on the can, grab a Duke.
Grab a Duke.
If you do check them guys out over on their social media, go follow them, hit a like. If you're not a big drinker, maybe that could be a way that you could help them out as well. You could also check us out on social media while you're at it. We are on Facebook, X formerly known as Twitter, Instagram, Threads, even TikTok. Do go check us out. Hit the follow button. Keep up with what's going on with the two Dum Yinzers on a day-to-day basis. And finally, if you haven't had a chance yet, do hit the like button down below. Hit the sub, the share, even leave a comment. It all helps out in the algorithm, guys. It pushes it out there to get it in front of more eyes. We appreciate that. Thank you. Mike, your thoughts today's show?
I'm excited to see what Robin Wilson can do this year. Like I said, and the limited video that's coming out of OTAs. Like I said, some of those drills, he's looking really good. So I want to see what he's going to do there. This secondary, dude, that's where I'm really excited. Yeah. We could talk about that. A perfect mix of guys entering their prime. Some good veteran leadership and a couple young guys cutting their teeth. I think that secondary is going to be a fun one to watch. And, Graham wants to see turnovers. And I want to see I think we're going to see a lot of interceptions out of that group on the back end. I think it's going to be fun to watch.
I hope so. I hope it's fun to watch. That's going to be it'll be fun if we're winning. It'll be fun if things are going well. and we're certainly there for that. Let me grab a few of these final messages before we do take off for the week. Of course, we will be back Monday at our regular time. And again, I do apologize, guys. This week I was out with the cough, the throat, the chest, and I truly feel like about 90% better. So it's looking good moving forward. Let me grab a few more of these. Mike figured Mike would have got Mad Dog 2020, his brown bag special.
Damn straight, brother.
Tortilla, wait until he says he told us about Ty Simpson. Let's go here. Tyrone, yes, Somber got me hip with a few of them already knew the top guys. Nice try, though. Tortilla says this. That's why you freaked out about passing on Lemon. Makes sense, Tortilla says. You know what, guys? One thing that we did luck out by not picking a Lemon, Mike, because if he was a Lemon, well, if we picked Lemon, then we would have gotten shit for picking a Lemon. This whole time, Tyrone, Tortilla, I said Lemon, Cooper Jr. first round, or Bernard in the second round. Stop. I got you. Hit with JPJ. Two don't lie. Guys, again, thank you so much for all your support, hanging out. Thank you so much for everything. I want to say thank you to everybody on the board as well. You guys always keep the show interesting, as you are the lifeblood of the show. We love you. We appreciate you. We couldn't do it without you. Thank you so much. And everybody at home watching in the car, listening in the car, watching at home, maybe at work, in the bathroom stall, taking a little break, wherever you may be, we thank you too. We'll be back Monday at our regular time to do it all over again and get the whole new week, Mike, as the last week of this set of OTAs wraps up next week, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. So we'll be back with all the information from today's scoop, the weekend, and getting ready for the final week next week. So a lot of stuff coming down the pike, Mike, as we will be back next week with the ability to say we have camp next month, if you can believe that. Very excited just about uttering those words.
Dude, I can't wait for that first padded practice.
Ty says, I don't know if he's the GOAT yet. Tortilla, I don't know who JPJ was until I met Tyrone. Tortilla, JPJ was the GOAT before the GOAT was the GOAT. I do want to say, what else do I want to say? I think I got everything. Thank you so much. We appreciate everybody. Have a safe weekend. Keep cool. Enjoy yourself. Watch some Pittsburgh sports again. The Passion on YouTube tomorrow. Check them out. You won't be disappointed, guys. That is our lady football players right here in the Berg. Mike, anything before we go for today?
No, man, everyone have a good weekend, man. I want to see you all back here Monday.
All right, I'm going to try my best to crack into Mikey. He's keeping these secrets over here. I don't know what he's up to. He goes straight to that stone face every time I ask him about it. So I got to find out what the hell he's got going on. But we'll get into that and so much more next week as I continue to look for the lightning thunder rod for Mike's partner. That is my big project for the weekend, to find that person. But I hope that everybody else has a great weekend. Again, stay safe, everyone, and we hope to see everybody back on Monday. For Mike, for myself, Derpy, Finch, Chop, and RB, have a great, safe weekend, and we'll see you on Monday. Bye-bye.